Big Ron put Joe on my
That's funny.
envelope. And I like how he wrote Canada in as big letters as he could.
Uh,
Just to make sure.
I sent out so many goddamn letters. I kind of got caught up and I sent like six or seven out Monday. And then, uh, big, shit, what's our buddy down in North New York City that we had on here last year? He was at,
I don't fucking know.
fuck, he's shorter, older dude with a beard. He moved out of the city into like a suburb. Jim Riley. So big Jim Riley, you know Jim
Oh
Riley.
yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
so
Yep.
he DM'd me and was like, "Hey, I got the sandbag. I'm just trying to give it to a crew, so I could take a 75-pound sandbag." I was like, "Yeah, I'll take that." So he's shipping me that
That's
for,
throwing weight.
yeah. And then, so like the trade off basically, because he didn't want me to pay shipping or anything. So it's like, all right, I'm going to send you like as many crew stickers of like other people's, just because I've got like anything that I had triplicates of, I sent him a sticker. Like if
Hmm.
I still wanted to keep all my doubles. Like if I only had one extra, because like I still might like make stickers for the garage or something and like turn those into magnets. But anything I had triples of, which was a fair amount, because a lot of crew like to send the stickers in bulk.
Yep.
Or have like four or five stickers. Like I'm of the mindset it's like I'll have I don't know, maybe I'll do a different sticker in the future, but for now it's like I want that recognizable sticker rather than like, my logo and like 10 different stickers and it's kind of like, well, whose is this kind of thing? But anyway, so big Jim. So yes, of the vein of I
God,
filled
I hope this story's going somewhere.
I filled a lot of envelopes out this week
Oh,
and
okay, yep.
to the point that like cause a little friction in the house because I used up like 11 stamps or something like that, and we had
Have
just bought a
you
book of stamps, and she wasn't happy with that.
have
And I
you
was like,
unleashed the hack of printing your return address labels?
I bought a whole roll of them on Amazon. Yeah,
Yep.
because you should have saw that on the one I sent you last month. I have not written my return address in like basically since I did because I mailed out T-shirts like a year ago maybe, and
Yep.
I saw I've sold like 40 T-shirts and. I'm not writing after the first batch. I refuse to ever write my
I
address
know.
again. So
So I got up here in Canada, what they do is if you donate to a charity, that charity sells your information and then you just start getting like requests for more charity donations. So I ended up having
fuckers.
like an entire page of pre-printed return address labels.
Hmm.
And then I ran out. And then I was like, well, for 20 bucks, I can print my own. And Morgan put the silly goose on it and it says
Oh,
honk
that's
honk.
funny.
Yeah. Because I got her to design it.
Ha.
I ain't doing that shit no more. I'm writing
Oh.
my own address. What year is it? I booked a car service today for Tuesday, and the dude unironically said, "See you next Tuesday." And I immediately started laughing my ass
That is
off,
really
and I
funny.
don't think he understood why.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I do enjoy that. And welcome back to episode 404 of the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew for crew. I'm one of your hosts, Big Keith, joined as always here by Big Joey.
Yep.
And this week we have special crew guest, Big Buzz. You want to go by Big Buzz, Big Andrew? What do you want to be called by, bud?
Absolutely. Let's go by Big Buzz.
Big Buzz. I think that's the easiest one because that's what you're on most social medias that we're linked up on. Yeah. So Buzz, do you have anything over there you're drinking this week? Fancy.
Yeah, thanks for having me. And I, in honor of one of the co-hosts, picked up a clearly Canadian.
Oh, very nice.
Yes, sir. The wild cherry, which as far as I'm concerned, I'm a big cherry flavor guy. My wife
My
uh
wife.
hates the fake cherry flavor
Mhm.
that's in most beverages. So that's a side benefit. If I buy something that's
Oh
cherry
yeah, yeah, yeah.
flavored,
She
I
won't drink
actually
it.
get to drink it.
That
Yeah.
Yeah.
is that is a life slash wife hack for sure on
Yeah.
that one.
Morgan does not like fake watermelon, like the Jolly
Mm,
Rancher watermelon. And I'm all for that forever and ever and ever. So I'm just like, oh no, I bought all these candies you won't eat on me. Oh no.
yeah.
So
Yeah. It takes me back because I remember the first time I was ever aware of the existence of sparkling waters was the Clearly Canadian. It was
Mm.
sometime in the middle 90s. You know, it was a proper country back then. We used to be one.
Yep.
And one of my school friends, like his mom picked us up and had clearly Canadians for us. And I was like blown away. I'm like, this tastes as good as pop, but it
Hmm.
looks like water. What's going on here? And then when they rebooted it, I want to say like a year ago, I was so happy. It was indescribable. Not exactly like I indulge in them a lot because they are awfully expensive,
Hmm.
but they're good. I mean, that's a sparkling water beverage made with water from natural Canadian springs. It's exactly what it says on the bottle.
We got a
Highly
lot of those up
recommend.
here. One time I'm driving with my dad in Newfoundland. Keith, go fix whatever your problem is while I tell the story. Butt crack. And we pull over the side of the road, and like I'm telling you, we're in Newfoundland, and there's just water gushing out. And my dad goes, "Hey, that's a spring." And I'm like, "Sure." So I go, and like we're drinking out of it.
Yeah.
Like 10 years later, I start thinking, what if that was like like a ditch or like sewage water or something? It was the best water I've ever had in my life, just so you know. But like we had no way. Maybe there was a sign. I don't remember. I was 16. But yeah, looking back on it, I'm just like, that was the best water I've ever tasted, and I'm scared now. Like we get a lot of those springs. Um, yeah, I got the Squats tea on. I guess I'll
Nice.
talk about what I'm drinking. Keith's not here. I'm drinking a Keith's as usual, but I'm drinking out of this cool Keith's head.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, it's got the summertime crew on the other side. Yeah, yep, yep, yep,
So
yep.
that's a double positive there, I'd say.
Oh hell yeah!
I'm
It's not
rocking.
as good as the Drink Spotter Light or Chill. Sorry, but
I do have a new one this week. Courtesy of my wife, who had someone in the Discord, I don't remember who it was. There's someone had posted the Fruity Pebble Liquid Death, and
what?
I was like, I like the sound of that. Let me try that. And then, I think I just made an offhanded comment about it to the wife, and she, took it upon herself to find them on Amazon. And I don't know if they were still on sale, but they was like literally like $12 for a 12 pack or something, or like 20. She didn't pay more than a like $1.50, $2 a can, whatever it was. We got them the other day. I had one when it was like piss warm, and I was like, I guess because I was really excited to have it. It was fucking horrendous, piss warm. I'm having one right now when it's ice cold, and it's significantly better. It's still not amazing. It's not what I want it to be, but it's not bad.
I'm pretty
It's
mad.
like
I
a,
want to try that.
it's like a 7 out of 10 for me, which is everyone except Matt understands that that's a good rating, but I think it's pretty good.
I,
I'm pretty mad. I
I,
want to try that.
It's not bad.
I,
It
I
does.
do wish that this bottle coozed better because
Mm,
Yeah,
it's a little too rotund to go into a drink spot or chill. And that's
rotund
a
is a good
tragedy.
word. Rotund is a good word.
Yeah.
I
I
am
I,
more. Yep.
I went through a phase like very early on in lifting when I realized that protein powders had like these ridiculous flavors and got some fruity pebbles
Mm,
flavored
Mm.
protein. Yeah.
pretty
Uh,
bad, I'd imagine.
it I can't tell whether I actually liked her. I just liked the fact that it was absurd, like that it just existed.
Was
Yeah.
that was that Ghost?
Yeah, it
Yeah, of
was.
course it was, and there was probably chunks of cereal in it.
Yes, and I did Ghost Chips Ahoy for quite a while.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I'm on the Ghost strawberry shortcake, and I hate it because you just get chunks of. They put chunks of graham cracker in it,
Hmm.
and you're chewing your
Yeah, that's
protein
not what
drink.
I want
It's
when I drink my
weird. It's
protein.
so weird.
If I was putting it in a shake, maybe, but if I'm just like I'm doing it in an actual ice shake, but if I'm doing that just in a blender bottle or stirring it up in a cup, like that sounds like work. Oh, I'm wearing a little fancy shirt tonight in honor of some asshole on YouTube. The old Dark Side of the Moon shirt that apparently is the hated by bigots, all across YouTube, and just had to show a little solidarity to the,
You're you're
to good old
ruining
Pink Floyd.
powerlifting. You're
Yeah,
ruining
I mean,
powerlifting.
yeah,
So
there should be a proper country. Yeah, yeah, fucking douchebags. So.
so you've set like a PR though with how many copies of a shirt that you got, right? You got like the resupply today.
I did. Well, part of me was just like, I went through, I think I had like four different shirts in the checkout. And I was like, I knew that there was only going to be so many 2Xs that were there by the time I actually hit submit. There was a couple other ones that didn't make the cut, I believe. But I got this one. And then I never thought I'd buy it because it's really not my personality. But the Silly Goose fucking shirt, I did get that just because like, for $15, it's hard not to. When I have a chance to buy a Masonic shirt that fits for $15, like it's hard to say no, even if it's a shirt that like I don't love, but maybe it'll grow on me. But yeah, but then it wasn't until after the fact that I remembered, or someone had confirmed, Tanner confirmed it in the Discord, that it is a comfort color shirt, so it will fit different. So to me, it will be a completely different shirt. Just so yeah. But I had to honestly, if it wasn't for all that shit on Instagram, or sorry, on YouTube yesterday,
Yeah.
I don't think I would have been motivated to buy a duplicate shirt. But it
Do
is
you,
what it is.
and do you think these dummies post this and then read the responses?
I don't
Like
think he acknowledged any of them unless he just.
yeah, there's almost no way because they're 50% chance there's a bot that's just out here spreading hate, right? Like there's a 50%
Yeah.
chance of that. But it's just like what are you mad about? Like you got to read these and then just be like, "Oh, I am stupid." Right? Like there has to be that, but at the same time, people that would say something like that probably don't have the extreme quality of self-reflection to acknowledge that they might be the stupid one in this conversation. Instead, he's going to be like, "These assholes, I don't know what they're talking about." But
Why
like,
do I keep getting notified about a fucking Pink Floyd? I don't understand.
yeah,
Yeah, I mean I think the internet is the like medium for people to like quote unquote not get it,
yeah.
right?
My
Um
my comment
but
I posted on there. Sorry to interrupt there,
no, it's all
but that is
good.
a thing I have been thinking about lately. Is 100% outrage, 0% informed,
Hmm.
and like that's the internet right now. They're just so mad about things they don't know anything about. And they go on there and they record themselves and they're shirtless in the market and they're yelling at Costco chicken. And they're just so stupid, but they're so upset and mad that it brings people in. And, I've seen firsthand how that affects people. And God, it's so stupid. I won't name any names, but I had a guy the other day that was just like, I'm on the carnivore diet. And I'm like, okay, good for you. And he starts telling me I'm poisoning myself. And I was like, with what? And he starts telling me all the things that he thinks I eat. I don't. I don't eat any of the things that you think I eat. And I just kept going, okay, like, so you're mad at the things you think about me. And but he was drinking a beer. And then I went, he's like, you eat too much sugar. And first of all, I don't eat too much sugar. I regulate my sugar like crazy. I only have it if I think my blood pressure or blood sugars are dropping.
Mhm.
And I'm like, well, what do you think that is? And he's like, it doesn't count. I'm like, it fucking counts. It's a carb. A carb is broken down into a sugar. It's got alcohol. Alcohol is broken down into what? Sugar.
Sugar.
Yeah. And he got so mad. He actually left. He stormed
Yeah.
out of the house.
I mean, getting mad, I could see that happening if you're a carnivore, but yeah, the doing sugar and grains probably not.
Yeah, anyway,
Hmm.
that's enough of that.
It
We got
is.
a
Yeah,
lot
Well,
of topics here,
I could be
boys.
here. I could rip
Oh, yeah,
on
yeah, yeah,
influencers all
yeah.
day.
Chicken
Chicken
bake.
bake.
Buzz is
I got
rocking
the
a
chicken bake
Yeah, he
shirt
does.
on, and I had shared on the Discord a while ago. It was a wonderful day, just like a couple months ago. Once again, my wife, Brooke, was like, "Hey, well, just like go to Costco today and get some stuff, and then just get some lunch there. Maybe a chicken bake." Like, I'm falling in love with you all
That's great.
over again. Yeah,
Well, I got to
it's
do a chicken
like,
bake and the slice of cheese pizza though,
oh yeah.
or just double slice of cheese, the double cheese pizza.
I'll knock off one of these subjects while I'm talking about what I'm wearing. I've got my squat shirt on, but again, I just walked in the door and just threw on whatever. But I am also wearing my new Silly Goose Barbell Club shirt or shorts.
Yes.
Sorry. And I talked about my koozie. Big shout out to Gary. who, by the way, his package came in under the name Brad, and the first thing I said is, "Who the fuck is Brad?" And it
And
took me
why
a
is this
second.
package on my door?
It took me a second to remember that's
You
his real
knows.
name.
Oh, that's funny.
No. It
I'm
took me a
surprised he
second.
doesn't sign it Gary just to like crew though, unless
Yeah. But he also sent me, if you remember his episode, we talked extensively about typo negative,
mhm. Yeah.
and he sent me those DVDs.
Oh, that's dope.
Sweet.
It was too much. It's too much. I was just like, Gary, this is too much. And he's like, no. And so I'm going to keep good care of them so that I can send them back to him. But I get to watch those DVDs that we talked about on our episode. So that was really big of you. Thanks, Gary.
That is awesome. On the vein of Gary keeps plugging away at that spreadsheet that I kind of I floated out in the ether, hoping someone would take charge of it because someone with slightly more time than we have, and he's been running with it hard. He gives me a text update or a DM every couple days, just that he's got 700 some people entered, and we kind of got to fine tune that to see if they're all actually crew, and there's going to be a lot of research and whatnot, but. Like it's going to be the end all be all database for people to actually find other crew once it's all finalized and combed through. So I'm very excited for that, and selfishly for being the podcast host, it's going to be so fucking easy to like be like because right now it's like. All right, who the fuck wants to be on the podcast? And it's like, all right, so and in the future too, I can like kind of like, put the buzz in people's ears in advance, and be like, hey, or actually like find these new crew that I might not have any experience with, and just kind of introduce them to you, and then circle back a few months later and be like, oh, have you heard about this? Have you listened to this yet? But, pretty excited about that. So I appreciate you, Brad/Gary.
Speaking of that, quick breakdown. I noticed that Gary and somebody else thought they had the same supporting number.
I did see that.
Yeah, and that led me to want to do a brief explanation that maybe some people have missed in the main Discord that has happened here before. You might join, and within a couple months, some people might leave. So there is a chance that your supporting membership number that you got on your last card, or if you ask Tanner about it, in any time could change. And I thought it would be fun to ask Tanner about our current standing and compare them to our former standing. I will say here, Keith, you can do your own here, but when they sent out the black card, I was 66. That's the original supporting membership card that they sent out like a credit card.
Yeah, and that was in like 22 or 23, probably 22, 23.
2022. Yeah, it's on the card. They're right beside me. So if you're wondering why I keep cutting in and out on the microphones, because I'm looking up.
Yeah, because I'm like, it's right there on the spreadsheet.
Yeah. And then in 2024, I was 47. So I dropped 19 spots.
I was big math over here.
Yeah, we're not big math over here.
Mm-mm.
And as of, I want to say Tuesday of this week, I'm number 41. So there is a chance that you are not the number you think you are. And the only way to know is to ask Tanner. But we don't want to bother him all the
Nate,
time.
we might want to edit that part out just because he's gonna get 90. Well, he's gonna get 69 fucking DMs saying, "What's my membership number?"
What's my current number?
Yeah, no, don't do that. Don't be an asshole. Come to Crew Falls and ask him in person, maybe.
Or
and he has to do it in like a batch.
If you're gonna be on an episode of Unpaid and Underrated, maybe ask.
That's
but otherwise,
valid.
like don't worry about it. Otherwise, but I just thought it was fun.
That's fair.
When they were like, I thought I was that number. And the other guy was like, but I thought I was that number. And I'm like, yeah, but you both could have been that number at some time.
I think that's fair. Either it has to be in person in bulk, or if you're going to be a guest here, is the only time you should be allowed to get an updated number.
I mean, this is news to me, guys. It's 404 on my gold card, and if my number right now is something different than that, my whole life's a lie.
So, but if I dropped 6 places on my gold card, right? There's probably a chance you dropped 6 or more. Right, because I think the people under 50 probably aren't going to drop that much. I think if you're here, you're here.
He definitely dropped 6 or more because he's a And
if I drop 6, he dropped at least 6.
The higher numbers will drop the highest.
Yeah. Keith, we had you at. No, go ahead, buddy.
Yep.
You
So
do
I
yours.
was my OG card, the black card. I was a 101 back in 2022. The gold card in 2024. I was down to 74. I'm not. So what's that? That's 26, I think. Maybe. Yeah, 26 sounds right of a drop. And then just recently dropped nine more to get down to 65. So I am currently at 65. Not too shabby there.
It's worth noting you were 69 at some point. I never made
Yeah,
that.
it would have been. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I was too early of an adopter to do
Yep,
that.
yep, yep. And then Nate dropped about 50 some points from his black card to his current card and never got us his data on the gold card. So he can blur, blur, blur and edit that in now if he wants to find it and do a little, cropping of the audio, but he probably won't. So just know that Nate dropped a couple.
Just to spite Keith, here I am putting audio in here. I can't find my gold card.
But yeah, I think Tanner did tell us lifetime. I don't know if we want to share. Should we share how many he told us lifetime had bounced? Like, I know what it is. I just don't know if that's something we should share. But it
What do you
was
mean?
how many crew have bounced lifetime? Like how many crew have exited crew?
Oh,
Like he told
yeah.
us that number. So it was slightly over 200, I believe, but over the course of literally almost 4.5 years now, it's got to be 4.5 years because there's people that have, yeah. So crew's been a thing for, call it 5 years, and 200 people have come and went, but we're still at fucking over 600, isn't it? Or is it over? It's over seven now. Is it 6, 7? Where the fuck
It's
it is?
over 6.
Over six.
Yeah, which is wild that that there's just been that many. So yeah, it's cool. Like it's not for everybody, but the ones that are still here, it's
Yep.
definitely for us. It's for you. If you're listening to this, it's for you.
And we got some grease on Nate, why his number is so high.
Yeah, we'll let him come on and talk about that
Yeah,
on Nate.
I'm not
on a
sharing that.
feature.
That's an
It
ask us in
was
person
It
question.
was pretty. Oh my God, we're not gonna talk. I'm not gonna say what it is, but I don't know anybody that tuned in for the Grease of the Massnomics podcast they recorded last night or 2 nights ago, maybe it was Monday, whatever the fuck
Mhm.
it was a few days ago. That was like the greasiest grease I think I've ever got, because it was about someone that I have an extensive, like, have followed him for like 10 years, and to just be kind of get a little insight on that, I was like, oh, this is awesome. This is such good grease. And I'm not, Tanner wants us to talk that up and just kind of build up the luster for it, but like it really was good grease. It wasn't just one of those like, oh, I'm gonna hear a story I already heard before kind of thing. I was like, this is fucking awesome. Like I love hearing new shit that's inner circle stuff. I was like, that was very cool. So the 40 of us that got to listen to that was very cool. And don't tell anyone over text or DM who it was or what it was about. That's got to be maybe an in-person thing, or you just gotta never know.
I still think you should tell me.
Oh yeah, if you weren't there, well,
No, I wasn't.
next time I see you in person,
Don't
gotta keep those rules.
don't threaten me with a good time. That might be sooner than you think.
Let's do it up, buddy.
I got 2 on there, and then I think we can jump into Massnomics content.
Sure.
Just want to point out at so Obsidian does their Thor ammonia, right? That they sell through Thor, right? Half Thor Bjornsson, whatever his Bjornsson, probably how you say that.
Yeah.
Right.
And that brand Fullsturker was like, oh, you're just going to rip off our logo now because Thor uses Sturker strength, right? And it's funny because Travis was like, I literally bought this font and just typed out the word.
Hmm.
And I think there's a bigger issue there with using that type of stuff as your branding. And I know a lot of us in the crew have been using AI to brand our stickers and create our gym logos and things like that. I'm not going to take sides either way. I think if you know me, you know which side I'm going to take. But it's just weird that you could literally have a generic font that you can buy off of the internet, call that your logo, and then try and get mad that somebody else used those lettering. I think that's a weird concept to make. And yeah, so that's been going on. And Full Circle is going right after Travis in this weird like fight of like, you stole our branding. And it's one thing to be like, Tango Charlie literally stole a Massonomic shirt. Like they literally stole a a custom design.
Mhm.
But imagine if Massonomics was just like, we're going to use Times New Roman and type out the word lift. And then somebody else was like, well, we did that first. Like, that's kind of what this is like. So I've been watching that go down today. It's been really fun to watch. And this other one here, just a weird thing. Sometimes you're on the internet and you're just scrolling and you're like, what is this shit? There was a dude on there saying that guys who go to the gym cannot put the palm of their hand on their shoulder.
Interesting.
So I've been trying. No,
Of
like
the
this.
same side?
Like
Oh.
like this.
Oh, fuck. Like, yeah, didn't get the fingertips. That's it.
I can't. Like
Oh,
it's physically not possible.
I can do like my
Yeah.
front delt.
Yeah, of course you can do that, but like you can't, and it hurts.
You have to have a really short forearm, I guess, or a long forearm. No, it'd be a really short forearm. It'd be a really long, like,
So I was
bicep, tricep part of your
doing
arm,
the
and it-
pre-show because I sometimes sit and
Yeah,
like,
wrong.
well, that
That's opposite
doesn't
arm.
count.
Yeah, cheater.
So I was
Fucking
doing the
cheater.
pre-show notes and I started asking people around me, can you do this? And some of them could do it, right? Like like I can even get like my fingers on it, but I can't get my palm down.
That would
So
be a good stretch for like low bar squatting though. It's just like
Yeah.
dry.
You're getting close. You're getting close.
But it's all fingers. It's not.
You can't,
and-
you can't place the palm of your hand on the shoulder of the same arm. And I don't normally fall for this internet shit, but I was just like, I can do that.
It is a
I
real
can't.
shame, by the way, that podcasts are audio only medium.
Just
because
watching
you-
us all look like
I
idiots
might-
right now.
everyone.
I might actually. I haven't pulled a video clip in months. This one might be worth pulling the video clip of us
Yeah.
looking like assholes trying
Yeah.
to touch our shoulders.
And I remember distinctly before I started lifting, my brother's always been a lifter. My brother Greg, shout out. He's not going to listen, but anyway. And we used to make fun of him because he couldn't link his hands behind his back. All right. So we'd all be sitting there going, oh, we can do it. You can't do it, loser. And I can't anymore either because my back is too big. I used to be able to lock my fingers like this behind my back. And like suddenly he was just like, I don't care, I don't need to. And then like now that I'm a lifter, I'm just like, I don't care, I don't need to. But like, you know, it's just funny how you could be as strong as hell and you could be as mobile as hell, but your body just changes in a way where you can't do like things that you think would be normal at some point in your life. But anyway, yeah. So go ahead out to the crew, film your videos of you trying to touch your shoulders, tag us.
Yep, tag unpaid and underrated, and I'll share it for sure.
Yeah,
It'll
we'll
be
see.
funny.
We'll see what we can do with that.
That would
because-
actually be really funny.
And also, if you can do it, it's not a judgment. You just need to do more bicep work. Nope, David Hunter says you can't do it. Yep. I'm gonna ask my wife after, and then when Oren's up in the morning, I'll ask him.
All right. So I did a little was at the Strongman gym last Saturday, and I did my first natural stone pick and carry. I think I might have shouldered like a really or I might have like, but it was like a 50. It was a very, very light rock. So this past weekend was the first time I did like an actual large, like man-sized rock. So I think I worked up to a 200-pound natural stone and carried it like 50 feet a couple times, and it was fun. It was interesting. I was lucky that it was Husafeld-ish kind of shaped rock. Like it wasn't super jagged or anything. It had a nice little shape to it. But yeah,
Didn't drop it on your head.
no, just I'm not. Who am I, Big Trond? Like just the learning experience of like it's not like a sandbag. I can't just like dig my fingers under it because it's asphalt and fucking rock. So having to like flip the rock over a couple times to find what's the most advantageous to actually like get a lift off the ground, and then you want to be aggressive with it, obviously, but then like when I did pop it up on my chest, I was a little too aggressive and it fucking whacked me right in the goddamn chin, so that hurt a little bit. So it was just like, it wasn't a sandbag, obviously, it wouldn't have, but it was fun. I don't know that I would go out of my way to get a natural stone for the house. Like if there was one that just fell in my yard, I'd be like, all right, cool, I have one now.
You will now. Trust me.
I do.
It's been 2 years of me yelling rocks, rocks.
Yeah, I mean, I'll. It's got to be like the cheapest. It's got to be like basically be the right size and be next door and free.
You're a bit too particular for that, and I think one of the joys of natural stones is just you see a rock and you go, bet I could lift that, and you go and try, and if you fail, you fail, and you don't hate yourself because natural stones are so different. Like it's not a barbell, it's not perfectly attuned, it's not anything, and you just like, I bet I can lift that. So I think maybe you'll get there one day, but I think now you finally experience the joy I have when you see a good rock that you go, I bet I could do that.
Because that was like my Saturdays there are usually just like an auxiliary. Just it's an off book day, so I don't want to do too much because I'm going against my it's not my program training typically. It's just hanging out with the boys. So when like one of the guys and one of the girls were out doing natural stones, and Chris and I had kind of got there and didn't really have a solid plan. I was like, well, "You want to go do stones with them?" He's like, "Fuck yeah!" So just did that briefly, and it was a fun day. Got a ton of Massonomics content to get into. So who is this? Did you guys see all that the YouTube
Tommy Gaines, buddy.
Never heard of him in my life.
Oh.
I followed him for a second and was like, nope, not for me. Unfollow. Sorry.
So I don't
Can't
follow
do
him.
it.
I
Can't
don't
do it.
follow him, but
It's
I see his stuff all the
too
time.
in your face. Just I don't know.
But it's great. It was perfect Massonomics material.
I hope it bumped their
Absolutely.
numbers and I hope they got some followers out of it. He seemed cool, but I don't know, man. Like, I don't need that in my feed. I'm too old for that shit.
He's just pounding beers and driving across the country and
Eating
shopping at the eating
blocks of cheese
Yep.
instead of protein. Yeah.
Interesting fella.
Yeah, gravity is a choice. Yeah, he cracks me up. I ran across him in my feed, feel like a couple of years ago, and it's offbeat. What's really crazy to me is he can cook pretty darn well. Like some of his content, where he's just doing crazy stuff, but also cooking a meal. Like a lot of times the dishes are fairly heinous, but they're not like easy to cook.
Mhm.
It's like this is a lot more effort than I would expect. Like a single dude. I mean, that was more than I was doing when I was in this situation. So super, super impressed. Kudos.
And it was a fun video.
Yeah, it was cool. It
Oh,
looked like
Tanner, I
Tanner had a
only
good
did
time.
385. Wah.
Tanner just basically like it was cool how it worked out, like him telling the story of like the dude was in Aberdeen or he was in South Dakota. He got tagged in a bunch of stuff. Or he was in North Dakota or whatever, and then like they DM'd a little bit back and forth, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm like an hour away. I'll come back tomorrow." And they just Tanner just left work and went and
I was gonna say, did Tanner
Had a
leave
little
work
bit-
to do that? That's great.
I'm pretty sure, yeah. And then the whole like the fact that the fact that Tanner hasn't figured out a way to get Google to have the right goddamn address for the gym yet.
There is no address for the gym.
Well, people keep fucking going to the old address that's like 6 years old, and that was part of the story that he told. It might have been on the pre-show, I can't remember, but maybe it was on the podcast. But regardless, he was like a block.
Unregardless.
Regardless,
Unregardless.
I say ear. I don't think is unregardless.
So irregardless and regardless are both words. Unregardless is not. So I choose that one.
Okay, because I was like, that can't be a word. Like, I'm
Nope.
not big English over here, but that's way the fucking wrong.
Nope. Mess with
But yeah,
people.
no. So there was that. They did the YouTube tour. They dropped so much shit today. There was the
Yeah, it
YouTube
was
tour.
so
So
much.
a 45-minute video. I watched that. It was really good. All the nude stuff. Like, it's
Nude stuff?
Yeah, that's what I
nude.
thought. I
Did
heard
say
too.
nude?
You
I
said
mean,
nude. I'm like, now I'm not gonna watch that.
That's funny. Big English is hard. New stuff. The cool thing was it's like I don't know, like I just saw that gym like a month ago, so it was kind of like all the same stuff I saw. It's like it was really cool that they did update it, and it makes good for good content. It's smart to, I mean, people are going to watch the tour videos, and if it's that different every 6 months, and honestly, just for the historical art, the archive aspect of it for Tanner. So they say in like 30 years, none of this exists potentially, and Tanner can still go back and look like, oh, this is what my gym looked like in 2020, and this is what it looked like in 2025, and he'll like have these like videos that he can watch back and like see what he actually essentially single-handedly built as the gym itself. As far as the equipment, I think as a home gym nerd, I find that really cool. It's kind of like a documentation of your gym progress.
Good primary source material for future historians about how people got strong, stayed strong, and used their strength.
Exactly.
Indeed.
When they go back and look in
2025s.
time and they go, there were cults, and then there was this weird, good, positive cult. Yep,
true.
that'll be good. That'll be good to go and look at.
And then the last thing before we get into rating the episode was the drop itself. Anybody pick up any of that 50% off stuff or the new grip tool?
Yes.
What'd you get, Buzz?
The defeat.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
at first I just got the skull tee because I'm like, I don't do any grip training, and it's already been an expensive week. I actually picked up a Ohio Power Bar
Oh, there you go.
off of Marketplace 2 days ago, maybe.
Mhm.
So I've already spent some money this week, but then I realized, wait a minute, I got a gift card for my birthday. I can
Mm.
use that bad boy. So and also I was a little concerned I was going to be on the wrong side of history.
Yeah, you don't want to be on the wrong side of history.
You can't. You can't. Um, yeah, so I also ordered, so I got like some grade A pony pads heading over to Cincinnati, Ohio, and I guess I got no choice but to start grip training.
I mean, it's a test of overall strength to be able to hold those horse stall mats.
True.
Yeah,
Mental strength also,
Yeah.
not just physical.
you got to fight the smell.
Exactly. But yeah, I was a little bummed. Either I got looking through the sales stuff too late or whatnot, but I didn't find anything like close enough to my size, or even on some of them was looking like we have any extra smalls left, maybe for the kids, in like 5 years to wear, but didn't get any of those.
Yeah, unpaid and underrated shirts. There's still lots of sizes of those.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
oh yeah.
You don't own we got to end this. If you don't own one yet, we got to end this call. But all right, where's the end? Where's the end call? How do I kick this guy? How do I literally kick this guy out? No.
Uh,
Let's see. I picked up a couple shirts, and then I was on the fence about the grip tool, but I'll use it at Tommy. I'll use it at Tanner's here next couple months from now, and I don't know, see if they restock it at that point. And I don't know. I knew I was booking, so I booked my Crew Falls trip today, and it was hard to justify a bigger Massonomics order when I already
Yep.
dropped
mhm.
like $700 basically.
Yeah, here's $700 towards visiting you. Can I also give you another
Yeah.
200? Yep. No, I get it.
But it's actually going to be a somewhat. I got roped. I got not roped in. I got brought into an Airbnb, a crew Airbnb on the.
Oh, those
on the,
always
on,
turn out good.
on the. Well, I. This is not a Matt Sundling fucking sponsored trip where he like gyps everybody and puts them on fucking the floor essentially while he has a king size bed to himself. No, there's 4 separate rooms with 4 human beds for 4 human adults, and that's what's in the room right now. So we got that down to a reasonable price per person for a couple of nights. So that saves me a lot of money because I was debating on coming in Thursday just because it was going to be a couple $100 cheaper. But with saving literally, I'm saving $500 on the hotel basically. Well, because the hotel was I'm saving $300 on the hotel basically. Now that I do the math, but either way, so it worked out. I'm excited. Got all that booked up tonight. That's why I was literally just got on the. I turned my computer on at like 8:25 because I was like between. I had a long day at work. I came home and actually worked out, and then just played it was on my phone for an hour trying to get all the flights and shit figured out, and I kept on going back and forth. Do I go out Thursday? Do I go out Friday? I ended up shifting my Friday flight to a different one that gave me a little bit more of a layover, but it was like another $100. But it gave me instead of a 30-minute layover in Chicago, it's like an hour and 10-minute layover. Which,
Yeah, you're gonna miss a 30-minute
Yeah.
layover every time.
yeah, but that's why I was
Absolutely.
like, I can't do it. And even the Thursday night would have been a 30-minute layover too. So I'm like, well, what the fuck? Like I'm screwed no matter what I do basically. So I think I got the lesser of all the evils, and it's just more expensive. But the hotel, they saved the day coming in with the Airbnb because that offset the extensive cost of the flight.
Yeah,
But yeah,
we
I'm
don't
excited.
all have Gary and Matthias at the gate stalling a plane,
Singing the song real quick, or just singing it.
my last name.
Yeah, yeah, I think this is it. All right.
What? So like with Airbnb sleeping arrangements, top tip. I was on a bachelor party years ago, and we had a pretty decent sized Airbnb, but not quite enough room for everyone. One of the guys took the couch cushions and put them actually like inside the closet, which kept
Mm.
because everyone's tried to sleep on couch cushions and it starts off good and you wake up and you're on the floor and the cushions have moved
Yep.
on you. You put them in a small space like that,
They don't
they
move.
actually can't get away from you. He also
Yeah.
thought that it was pretty cozy. It was kind of like having blackout curtains, right? You
Mhm.
just
Well, yeah, and then
slide the door shut.
get a little bit more privacy that way too. Like if you actually
Yeah.
can have some kind of a door that shuts. That's my biggest thing. It's like it could have been free, but if I had to share a room with someone, I'm not doing it. I'm sorry. Like it's just I don't know. I'm good. I have to do that at work. I'm not doing that on playtime. But yeah, very excited. It's going to be a great trip. We should probably get in last week's episode. Ooh, wow, we're going long. Yeah. Buzz in 90 seconds or less. What did you think of last week's episode?
All right. Barbell tier list.
Hmm.
This is scratching me where I itch. I like to try to get strong. Maybe a new barbell is what I need to finally get strong, right?
Could
I
be.
mean, I just picked one up this week. Maybe it's the key. Um, in general, I agreed with pretty much all of their listings. I laughed out loud when the spider bar came up. That was excellent. Uh, I wound up looking through the list. I've got an S tier bar, two A tiers, and four B tiers. So real pyramid shaped distribution at my home gym. Honorable mention too to the 50 pounds of chicken discourse, just like the mass production of chicken. That it's so absurd that I love that this exists somewhere on the plains of South Dakota. Just industrial amount of chicken production. Um, so overall, okay, I guess I have to rate the episode, right?
Yeah.
I would say I've got actually three ratings.
Uh-oh.
Okay. 0 of 5 spider bars, because spider bars are bad. 50 of 50 pounds of frozen chicken.
There you go.
And 5 of 5, we drank out of hoses. We turned out just fine.
Nice.
I'll go next because
Yep.
you led me into it. I laughed out loud. And like a ninny, like a monster when they did that part. And we turned out fine, except for all those people that died. Lots of us died, but like we're fine. And like that is the thing right now, is it's like everybody's too soft right now. But I like how they were like, what did Tommy say? Like, we didn't have phones that gave us information and kept us safe. Like, and like it really tunes into that. What if the real we used to be a proper country is that things are actually better now? And so I was dying hearing that. I even told Morgan about it. Like, we drank out of hoses and driving drunk was barely illegal. Like,
And we turned out just fine.
yeah,
except
we
for the
turned out
people
just
that
fine,
died.
except for the people that
Mhm.
died. And also, did you turn out just fine? Because there's a lot of really angry old people out there that are just mad at nothing, just mad at the world. I did think that was really fun. Regarding the tier ratings, um, I disagree with the Axle Bar rating. I actually would have put an Axle Bar at S, because it's the last bar I bought, and I wish I'd had it the whole time.
Mhm.
I love my Axle Bar. I think I have fun playing with it. It's a different movement. Like, barbells are pretty strict with what you can do with them, except for some reason with this Axle Bar, I just love playing with it in different ways. And so I would have put that in S.
Soundbite.
And so I think I disagreed with that. The open trap bar with the stands on it, I don't use mine a lot, to be honest. And it's because as I said in the Discord, I think it's a squat movement. I don't think it's a deadlift movement. And so, and also I hate mine a bit. And I thought I was going to get more flack for this. Mine have spinny handles,
Ooh.
and you can't do anything with those, right? Your grip just gives up on spinny handles. So when I use mine, I have to use straps. Otherwise, like, it's half the grip strength because it just moves. Your wrists can't stabilize. But then, thanks Big Katie from No Parking Zone, I learned that you can Zercher with the trap bar.
That's
Yeah.
how you doing.
On the reel I posted, I called it whatever this is, and I still don't know what it is. I think she's like open trap bar Zercher deadlift, like whatever.
It's easier just to like write it down like verbatim kind of, or well, like fundamentally, what are you doing? And that's what the exercise is called.
Yeah, because like honestly, there's no real. But I was like,
Exactly.
I saw her do it, and I was like, I've never thought of that. So I started doing it, and I was like, it was like that meme with Count Dracula stabbing marshmallows. I was just like, oh, I fucking love this. So I think if you're training strongman, having that trap bar there for that reason, again, like you pick it up and you carry it. It's like it is really fun. You could even try and yoke it, but I think it's not wide enough. But like,
Yeah.
I think I would have placed the trap bar a bit higher if you're doing a strongman thing because you can do really weird, unconventional movements with it. If it's an open trap bar, if it's that closed hex bar, you're not doing much with it.
Well, and even with the open trap bars, right? Like not all of those are created equally because all of the ones that have the big angles on it, right? You're not
Yeah.
going to be able to do the Zercher or like the pseudo camber bar squats with them. Like you really need the rep one or one like that is really squared off
Yeah.
to get some of those extra moves.
On the vein of trap bars, did you see what Mark Rosenberg posted today? So
Yeah, he did
Yes.
the log movement with it.
He was military pressing it. Like the same trap bar that I have, so like a rogue trap bar with the high handles. He was military trap bar. He was military pressing it on the high handles, so like way up in the air. He fucking throws it up and then puts his arms down real quick and has the whole fucking thing fall over him. But he cuts it out. You could tell it fucking like it whacked him, but he cut it out. But I hope he post a second reel where he actually eats shit on it because there's no way that ended well. And I was like, you stupid motherfucker. But that was one of the few things I saw on Instagram today. I was like, oh, that's interesting and caught my eye.
I saw that at lunch and audibly
Yeah.
laughed. Like,
All right.
but it was also kind of like a laugh of horror.
Yeah, I know. I was
Yeah.
just terrified. You got a
So-
rating there, Joey?
Yeah, 5 out of 5 easy curl bars.
There you go. There you go. I got some notes here. What did I say? Yeah, the spider bar talk was hysterical because it literally ended with like, "This bar's fucking garbage. Use code MASS10 to save it. Delete FTS and our friend Dave Tate." And I'm like, you just shit all over his favorite bar in the world, and then you said go use your code, and I just thought that was funny. But also, like, I think Dave knows that it's a very one-dimensional bar that like 7 people in all of America use. The fact that like when Mary's doing the meal prep for it, he does everything he can to be out of the house, not to piss her off and bug her or be a nuisance, and he'll take the kids and go wash her car and stuff, which was great. And then when I made the meme about how he described what he uses for a lunchbox at work, I assumed it was like one of the nice, like kind of beefy, like you pay $2 and get you this bag and it'll last a couple years, and like that's what he was using. When he sent the picture of what he actually uses for his fucking lunch bag, it's just the straight up, just plastic fucking bag that you get at a grocery stores that he just puts his meal in every day and just throws it all. But I guess I don't know because he must eat it out, so he takes it all in a Ziploc bag, so he doesn't take any Tupperware. So that makes sense that he doesn't bring anything. He must come back hands free then. So that's actually kind of smart. But what's he do with his rice? Does he just take a bunch of rice and just eat out of the rice like a big container all week? I'm actually curious what he does that now. He kind of made it seem like he doesn't bring any dishes home because he says he just throws the bag away every day. So does he just walk out with a small Tupperware container of the rice that's left over? I don't know what he does. But anyway, great episode. The only thing the strongman in me disagreed with the log being a C, but it's hard to say
Yeah.
that because like if it's a general, just this is for general people, like general people don't need a log unless you're competing in strongman and want to like get good at the lift kind of thing. So other than me maybe moving that up, uh, initially I did have a lot of gripes with some of their original scores when they had the bow bar in C. I was like, you motherfuckers. But moving that up to B, kind of like I was like, all right, you smartened up there because I would take a Duffalo bar over like 80% of the bars they talked about. But all in all, good episode. Got to support the boys. I'll go ahead and give it a 5 out of 5 Walmart plastic bags.
Yeah.
And that will lead us into, I think we covered everything we need to cover. So do you have an ad read for us there, Big Buzz?
I certainly do. When I thought about Massonomics and how much this means to me, I decided that I would come up with a poem. But it's an acrostic, so it doesn't rhyme or anything. But it does spell out Massonomics.
Nice.
And apologies if someone else has done this before, but they've probably not done these particular words. M is for macrofactor, which is used by those who don't need it. A is for Aberdeen, the real one, which is in S, South Dakota. S is for squats, the overhead press of the lower body. E is for episodes, filling up my phone every Monday. N is for noon ball, dangerous to your
Mhm.
knees.
And ankles.
Yes. O is for overhead press, the squat of the upper body. M is for monthly drops that drain my wallet. I is for intermediates for life. C is for crew, lovers of curd, and not CrossFit talk.
Facts.
And S is for staying strong. So if you like all of those things, you got to listen to Massonomics podcast.
That was awesome. Well done. One thing I'll hit on briefly, in the video today, it's not often I hear something new from one of the boys, but I don't think I've ever heard anyone or Tanner specifically refer to Aberdeen as the Dean. Is that what he called it? The Dean. And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? You've never said that once in your life. That
No,
is I swear to God, I've never heard that. We've been talking about Aberdeen for fucking 5 years. I've never heard Aberdeen called the Dean.
the
And I'm
Dean.
like, I
I've heard.
think it's just I think he's just starting that himself and just wants to see if it like catches fire. Because I swear to God, no one's ever said the Dean in the Massonomics zeitgeist. Is that what we're called?
Yeah, I've heard
The whole-
Aberdabber,
Yeah,
but never the Dean.
the Dean. Yeah, and
Yeah,
I'd
that just
also never
reminds me
heard
of
of.
Community. The Dean.
Yeah,
The Dean. The Dean. Dean.
and I never. I feel like he came up with the bus also because Columbus. Well, I've never heard of Columbus called the bus either, but I don't know if that's that one. I could see being more realistic, and maybe the people say that, but I also think he just wanted to. I don't know, but the Dean, I don't think is. I don't know, or he just been sitting on it for 10 years. And just
Now
never
I'm
told
only
us.
gonna. I'm gonna go and make some memes
The
Yeah,
Dean.
the Dean.
about the Dean from Community with all of his crazy outfits.
All right. Well,
People do call Columbus Seabus every now and then, which is
Yeah.
kind of interesting.
It's like Toronto being called T dot. Everybody that's not in Toronto hates it. So maybe
Yes, well, they should. I mean, it's not that great of a nickname.
no.
Because like a Toronto, okay, 3 syllables, you're shortening it to 2. Like is that extra
But
syllable?
also, nobody
Really
in
saving?
Canada says Toronto,
What do
right?
they call?
Toronto.
Mm,
Yeah.
I like it.
People from Toronto. I'm only saying it that way for people that aren't Canadian. There's different ways. Toronto, but Toronto is like the main one. Toronto.
That's good. I'm gonna file that one in my brain for later.
So when you're there and you say, "Oh, hey, I'm in Toronto," people will be like, "Dude gets it."
Exactly. They won't be like, "Hey, look at this asshole."
Yeah.
Because of the reason, just because of the way I pronounce Toronto. They'll say that for other reasons.
Yeah. It's like so we have a province called Newfoundland,
Newfies.
right? But it's Newfoundland when you look at it outright. And when I traveled there, second time I brought this up this episode, interesting, right? I said Newfoundland, and they says, "Oh boy, we can tell you're from the mainland when you see that. So you should probably just say Newfoundland." And I was just like, noted. And I've only it's Newfoundland. It's not Newfoundland.
Wait,
But I say everything else wrong. Indianapolis, in Indianapolis.
I got some slight vindication in Discord. Someone was like, I don't remember getting shit for it last week, but when I said credo, everyone said that's the wrong fucking word or something. And then someone Googled it and was like, oh no, I think he is right. And I was like, fuck yeah.
Yeah, but now come on. Like there's
Fuck
okay.
you guys.
If I was to tell you right now that I am feeling shirty without Googling it, I am feeling shirty. What does that mean? Yep.
Which
Nobody
blank is
knows.
it, though?
Nope.
It means that I'm feeling irritable and short. Just because a word exists doesn't mean it's
It
common
definitely-
parlance.
It's fine. Hey,
just because the word
regardless, as you
just
say,
because the word
let's
credo, not credo, sorry, it would be credo because it's CREDO,
No one's
exists
saying
in the
credo.
world. It
No,
doesn't
it's-
mean we say it.
I said it, and it made sense, and fuck all of you. All right,
Yeah.
let's kick these looky-loos off and see if we can get Buzz on the phone. And I'm not sure who's been talking to us this whole time, but let's get this guest on the horn because we're an hour in, and we haven't talked to our guest yet.
Yeah.
Big Buzz, is that you, buddy?
Oh yeah. Hey guys,
Hey,
thanks for
well-
having me on.
Hey, pleasure. Welcome to the Unpaid and Underrated Podcast, a podcast by crew, for crew, and relentlessly and constantly mocked by crew. Let's just get into it, buddy. What brought you to Massonomics?
Well, it's interesting because I think that I probably saw some memes on Instagram or something like that. It's hard to place like when I became aware of Massonomics. I've been crew for a year. It was probably almost a year before I joined, where I have at least like seen some of the memes or contents. Probably, I remember pretty early on seeing wine cellar
Hmm.
and all of that. So a lot of crew adjacent things, but it just popped up on Instagram. And I really liked all of the content and thought the merch was cool. But like for a while, at that point, I wasn't actually like training strength or anything, right? I was doing hypertrophy and just kind of normal general lifting stuff, and like, well, I don't
Just
know,
CrossFit.
I'm definitely not
I know.
CrossFit, but
I know.
yeah, I don't ask me about internal or external rotation, all right? But yeah, for a while, I'm like, oh, I don't know if I could be crooks. Like, I'm not getting strong or staying strong, and but but yeah, that luckily my hesitance all changed back April of last year. Um, I went to Home Gym Con
Oh
the
yeah.
two, right?
Yep.
And
Yep. 2024. Yep. Year two.
yes, yeah, and met Keith and a
Yes, sir.
bunch of other people and Tommy and Tanner. I'm like, my gosh, these guys are awesome. And
Also, that was
like,
right before you joined crew. Then you're saying.
I joined like as I was walking out to the car, I like sat down and like punched it in.
Good. 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 Good.
Um, you know, meeting all sorts of people like Big Kurt. Talk to him at the Kurt locker. He lives like probably half
Yeah,
hour
we
away
have like
from me
four Kurtz
north.
now, so we have to kind of like we
Yeah.
do have to be more specific on Kurtz now because there's I can name three off the top of my head without even deep diving like the Discord.
It's just that everyone was just so cool. Like it was just so overwhelmingly pleasant. I'm like, man, I got to be a part of this. And then I also okay, well, I'm gonna start doing low reps and
Nice.
doing strength stuff.
I love that correlated. I think you're the first person. I mean, I think there's people that are like gotten. I don't know. That's definitely the first one that like an existing lifter was like, I'm gonna follow Massonomics. No, I'm gonna start doing more strength training, like more barbell specific, like low intent, low volume, high weight. Like that's actually really funny. I
Yeah,
like that.
suddenly I want to get strong, stay strong, and use my strength. Like,
Well, that's a good origin story. I like that. Buzz, who are you on Instagram, Discord, anywhere anyone wants to find you, just so they know who we're chatting with?
All right. So yeah, on Instagram, that's probably where I'm most active. I'm at Kid Charlemagne, but the end of it, it's kind of misspelled. So, Charlemagne would be GNE ends like that. And I originally, this like years ago, like typoed it when I was signing up for an account. And I just haven't changed it.
Well,
Uh,
I'd recommend changing that to Big Buzz at some point, just to make everything easier for you.
yeah,
I'm pretty
that
sure if
that
you type
would.
in Big Buzz, you do pop up though, like because it's you have your actual tagged handle, and then there's like your username or whatever, and it's I'm pretty sure I typed in Big Buzz and you popped up.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh,
that Instagram's where you can find me, and then on Discord I show as Big Buzz.
nice,
Hmm.
good deal. Where you from? Where you live?
All right, so I am from Ohio. I don't believe Ohio is the Midwest. Um, yeah, so I grew up
it's all
The
on
East.
Midwest.
So it's the East.
where I grew up is definitely culturally more east. So I grew up on Lake Erie,
Okay.
a very small town right before you get into Pennsylvania.
Okay,
And
okay.
that whole strip of
Very close to Erie
of
then, specifically.
yes, I went to high school in Erie
Oh, okay, okay.
actually.
Yeah, I'm very
Yeah,
familiar with Erie. I've spent a lot of time there.
I love Erie. It's a great town and just with the peninsula and everything, just
Hmm.
unbelievably
Yeah,
beautiful.
got some good
Big
pictures there.
supporter of the inland seas, the Great Lakes. Fantastic
Just
place.
had to have that talk with Morgan the other day too. We were talking about that my city has a bay, and people were just like, "It can't be a bay; it's freshwater." Right. And she like had a full on argument with a stranger on the internet, being like, no, go look at the size of these things. These are not lakes like you're used to wherever you're from. Yes, inland seas. Thank you for that
Yes.
reference. Somebody's a listener. Somebody's listened to the
Hmm.
past episodes, and you can tell.
We've had a lot of Great Lake talk, so yeah, that's good stuff.
But yeah, great place to grow up. I do think it's more culturally. The East was originally the Connecticut Western Reserve, as far as when all of that was settled in the olden days. A lot of the small towns are built around a like village green type thing. So yeah, I think it's much more that region of it at least is a
Hmm.
lot more eastern than Midwest. And I live in Cincinnati right now, which
Okay.
is a great town. Really enjoy it down here. And just like I tease all of my neighbors that decided to have like a more relaxed life and move to the South because it's always like 10 degrees warmer here than it is back home. The weather is so much more mild and it feels not deep south, but it feels like you're on kind of the doorstep of the South. So yeah, Ohio's not the Midwest. That's my
Final answer.
That's a hot
strong
take.
opinion.
That's a hot
Yeah,
take.
Nice.
I think it's pretty cold. Pretty cold
Well,
myself.
I think the hotter take is who fucking cares?
Well, we were talking earlier. People have strong opinions on the
Yeah,
internet.
yeah.
You know? Yeah.
What's the Hall of Fame status? Or yeah, what you got there?
Yes. Okay.
Where you got?
So
How many you got?
got six right now. It's going to be seven with
Okay.
the publishing of tonight's episode.
Very good.
Oh. Yep. I'm hoping that maybe next year, maybe not next year. I'm hoping at some point though to like come out for the Lift Hard, Live Easy,
Do it.
compete like check off that whole thing.
Hmm.
The past 2 years, I've watched the live stream, and the first year I'm like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I typically lift on Saturdays. I have a home gym. It's a certified training facility.
That was
First
the
ballot.
one of the questions. Yeah.
Yeah. And like, oh, this was it was kind of cool to watch that as I was lifting. And then just this past year, after I'd been in the crew a year and gotten to know so many people, like, ah, this is really cool
Well,
Yeah.
yeah, because
to
you
see my
like,
buddies get
That's when the
after
yeah,
FOMO
it.
it's
hits. Yeah.
like you probably
Yeah.
like have DMs at least 20 people that was out there competing and stuff. So like that's pretty cool. Like as a voyeur of that would be pretty cool. So yeah, big. Let's thank Big Minnie and his partner there putting on all that effort to make that live stream amazing. So you guys rock.
Yeah.
And speaking of certified, what's the gym name?
Okay. The gym name is the Bullet Gym.
Mm.
Nice.
And it's very funny
The movie.
because like it's in a lot of ways like the anti-perfect little sweeties, right? Because number one, I'm nowhere near that strong. But like I love how Bryce explained how like everyone's got these names that are super serious, like Death Dungeon or something like that. And he's like, I wanted something goofy, so like Perfect Little Sweeties. Um, the great thing is, I didn't name the gym. I made the
No.
mistake of asking my 5-year-old daughter,
Oh
like
hell
what
yeah.
gym she thought, what because the kids spend a lot of time in the gym with me,
Oh, nice.
uh, And I have no clue where she came up with the bullet gym. I don't think that I don't even think she'd ever heard the word bullet before, right? And she just like plucks it out of thin air.
That is
Yeah.
funny.
And at that point, I'm like, you know what? That was on me. I gave you the power to name this place.
And now
So
it's that. Yep.
I've made my bed. I am going to lie in.
The kids come up with the best names. My buddy had a cat named Purple for years
That's
because
cute.
they asked a 4-year-old what should we name it, and he's like, Purple. And it's like,
I
of
hope it was
course,
at least black, because then
it was a
like,
gray
would make
cat. She
okay,
was
so I mean
she was
that's
awful. She was a bitch of a cat too.
hmm.
But like, yeah, kids come up with the best names. I wish I'd thought of that, but my kids were too young at the time.
But yeah, I was when that came out, jumped on it, and yeah, first printing or whatever you
Oh yeah,
want
the
to
first run
say
of the
was an
certified, yeah. Yeah,
early
the
adopter.
you know, without factoring in Hall of Fame status, like the earlier you are, the higher you get featured. Or no, that's a whole different segment of that's a whole different I'm getting the Hall of Fame thing and the fucking certified training facilities all mixed up.
Yeah,
But they did revamp the website from what they were showing us. I think they talked about that, so that's kind of cool. They made it a little more obvious of where the map is.
Yep, still not acknowledging the first rounder, so that's
Well, hopefully he was talking about like getting in there, giving like badges per profile of like if you're crew or not, and which Hall of Fame you are, rather than just being the icon, but actually be like a badge like in the actual like profile of it, which would be cool, or possibly maybe in the running list. Either way, I think both would be kind of cool to help people kind of know who's what and what level they are into it, because a lot of people just have the certified training facility and don't really follow Massonomics, it seems like.
I smell fire. I'll be back in a second.
Okay.
oof.
Well, Buzz, what did she we know your supporting membership number. All right, so you had the pleasure of using Nate's new little website there and sending that
Yes.
out to all your buddies, and I saw you even I got your pictures uploaded and your songs uploaded and all that. So, that's a lot easier for you guys to do. But it's still kind of awkward to be like, "Hey, fill this out for me." So how did when you had to request people to do this, how did you explain that and what it was for and all that?
Yeah, that is borderline impossible. I Yes, how did I ask? Like not particularly easily. Um okay, like my my wife, it's like Brooke
Well, that
and
should have been easy. Like
my
literally, like she
brother
met
and
us all at
dad.
home gym con. So yeah, and at
Yeah. Yeah, like so my family kind of I don't think that they necessarily get what Massonomics is, but they understand what it is. There is a
yeah.
little difference there. Some of my other friends, yeah, I just like said, I'm going to be recording a podcast. If you have the time, could you fill out this questionnaire? Just like barely
Nice.
even explained it at all.
Yeah, it might be easier
Um,
for some people for sure.
yeah, but
Well, good
yeah,
stuff.
I was trying like crazy to figure out like what's a decent way to explain it, and I can't. Like, it's kind of like a cult, but it's a good one.
The funny
Yep.
thing is, like, I feel like somebody was on recently, and they basically like the people that were filling it out thought they were just going to be on Massonomics, and they just kind of ran. They just didn't really correct them because it was just easier than to explain. Like, it's this other subgenre of Massonomics. It's just like, yeah, my buddies in Massonomics, they're gonna have me on a podcast, and then just like leave it at that.
You see, they make the podcast, right? But we make the podcast about the podcast.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
About the supporters, I still feel like we are about the crew, not necessarily them.
Yes.
Like they're like a tenth of our episode, maybe, maybe probably less than that. Maybe like 5% is actually talking about them specifically. So, but it's good stuff. Relatively new game here we got. It's called Least Fun, Most Fun. Buzz, are you familiar with this game?
I am.
All right. Would you like to explain the rules, or do you want me to?
Yeah, I will be given a general topic, and I will have to come up with the least fun and the most fun thing about it. I have my druthers to elaborate if I want to. Is that pretty much the high points?
That works for me. I'd love it. Let's do it. Big Buzz, least fun, most fun. Hosting a podcast yourself.
Ah, yes, yes. Okay, so
Feel,
myself
feel free to
and
do the backstory. Yeah, yeah, yep.
absolutely. So, myself and two of my friends started a podcast. At this point, I want to say it was back in, I think it was back in 2020. We started a podcast called Whiskey and Watches, which was a podcast about mostly actually about mechanical watches and a little bit about the drinks. Uh, and that's another thing that's pretty like, how do you explain this to people that aren't already into it? But there is a whole world out there, and I think it's probably more of a niche than lifting, although maybe not. That really likes talking about different watches, buying them, like different watch movements, and all of that. So we, over the years, put out 200 episodes.
Damn,
Oof.
Yeah, it which
that's wild.
it's
How long were the episodes on average?
so it was funny because the original concept was like some like kind of quick podcast that you could listen to on your way to work, and I mean they pretty much I think we maybe made two or three like that, and then they all kind of were hour and a
Okay,
half. It was
that's a
fun.
lot of effort. That's a lot of work, especially coordinating. Because there was multiple people on it too, which is wild. To, you know, doing that weekly for a few years. That takes a lot.
Yeah, and we had a good mixture of having on guests from different watch
Oh,
companies,
damn, that's legit.
from other people, kind of. I guess you could say content creators if you wanted to even
Mm.
call it that, but
Better watch what you say. Mm-hmm.
ah,
See what I did there?
um,
Proud of that one.
but and we even had we had a couple of episodes where we went into the whiskey pretty big. We had one where we visited a distillery
Oh, damn.
and that was excellent. And then we had a couple with one of the master distillers or blenders, excuse me, over at Chivas Brothers, Sandy Heslop, who's a big fan of mechanical watches and just a wonderful, wonderful guy. Um, so it was a lot of fun. So I would say that the most fun part about that is the guests and the friends that you kind of developed.
Mm-hmm.
Make along the
Um,
way.
yeah, yeah, exactly.
Legitimately, it's a funny quote, but it legit is a real thing.
Oh yeah, it's a
It's the
quote for
friends
a
you make
reason. It
along the way.
describes a very real thing that happens, and the least fun is definitely the scheduling. So one of my co-hosts, Spence, he was kind of the same stage of life as me. Um, both have several small children, so like we're working around that and work. Our other co-host, Spangler, he's younger than us. I was in veterinary school for a while. um so like working around all of our schedules was a real hassle, but they're good dudes, and we still stay in touch. We got together in person to record the 200th episode, and um, I don't know, like we might put some out more, but like at this point, right? I mean, we haven't been consistent with it, so it's not like there's going to be much of an audience, right? Because consistency is really important in the
Yeah,
podcast world.
I personally like if it's been like 6 months to a year without an episode, I typically will unfollow that on my feed. So it's not just like granted, it's not hurting anything, but I want to be able to just like sort through my all and just like not have
Yes.
a bunch of random like because it almost like I get spiteful like this I love this fucking podcast and these motherfuckers quit making it, so fuck them. Even if they do come back, I'm not gonna listen. I unfollowed a couple like that today, actually, I think. So how long has it been since you guys put one out then? Or when was this like when did the breakup happen kind of thing?
Yeah, so our 200th episode was back in February.
Okay, so relatively so you were like doing it you were podcasting up until like a year ago, not even.
Yeah,
So
it
damn.
the
What do
what?
you do with all your free time now?
Yeah, I I mean, okay. To be fair,
To be fair,
I am not as busy as a dink. Okay.
it's impossible to be. Yeah. You've got a kid
I
and a
was actually
job.
busy. I was legitimately busy today.
Yeah,
Did,
two kids, and a little guy, a little girl, and they take up all a lot of time in the best possible way.
That's
Mhm.
awesome.
And honestly, at this point, lifting is the main hobby, so that's actually pretty cool. I used to be into woodworking quite a
Hmm.
bit, but I feel like I probably only really have like 5 to 6 hours a week of like quote unquote like shit around time, right? So like
Mhm.
once I started getting really into lifting, I started doing less woodworking.
No, it all makes sense to me for sure. That's pretty cool. You got your old standby there, Joey?
Yeah, buddy. Um, it's the hype person question. So you're going out
Yeah.
for one big lift, you're competing, doesn't matter what the lift is, it's the lift that you say today I'm getting this one. Who's your hype person, Buzz?
Okay. Yeah, I think that's got to be my son.
Mm-hmm.
He yeah, he's 3 and likes hanging out in the gym with me. And a lot of times for work sets in top sets and stuff like that, I will like bark at him and he'll bark back at me and just kind of
Are you talking
woo.
DMX bark? Like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr."
Yeah,
Oh
exactly.
hell yeah.
And you know, every now and then, like in because I film my lifts so I can go and watch and see if
Yeah.
I'm doing anything like off, and that one of many great reasons to have your own gym at home, right? Because you don't have to feel weird about filming yourself. Um, but yeah, every now and then you hear him in the background going, lightweight.
That's awesome. That's
That's
awesome
like
as a
the
3-year-old.
proudest moments of my life, hearing them hearing them do that. So yeah, think it's gotta be Evan.
All right. Um damn it, you said something. Oh yeah. Can you explain Buzz? We have the
Yes.
explanation, but I'd love to hear it from you.
Yeah, that's some good ones.
Yes. All right. Yeah, so when I was a little guy, um probably about my son's age, I broke my dad's record player. Yeah, so he started calling me Buster. And one of the kids on my T-ball team, when he tried to call me Buster, it sounded a little bit more like Buzzer. So we just shortened it to Buzz. And it's been Buzz ever since.
I love
And
it.
yeah, like back home, you can even tell how long someone has known me, whether they call me Buster or Buzz. There's like a contingent of people that have known me so long, they knew me like post breaking a record player, free T-ball.
That very
Still call me
small window.
Buster. Yeah.
What's your wife call you?
Yeah, she
Andrew or
calls me
Buzz?
Buzz.
Okay. So like no
Yeah.
one are you Andrew at work or are you Buzz at work?
I'm Buzz at work.
So you don't so unless you're like talking to
It-
a bank teller or something,
yeah.
you're
Or in
not
trouble.
yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
In trouble usually will come the real full name.
Yeah.
Which is a weird thing to worry about as grown men.
Being in trouble.
Yeah, like
Yes.
it's like I run this house, but yet somehow when I hear Joseph, I'm just like, what I do? That's a weird thing to even have to think about. Uh,
Um
go ahead, buddy.
speaking of work, as little or as much as you want. Sounds like you get a kind of an interesting job, so some people might be interested in that, but as little as much as you want to talk about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a design engineer. I have a mechanical engineering degree, and I'm a design engineer for a medical device company. So every day I get to do something related to the design of new medical device products that are used in surgery that are used to help heal sick people. I've been doing this for 12 years now. Before I got into medical device, I was in the defense industry for 5 years, and that was an excellent experience. That did some very neat things there with essentially like technology demonstration for remote sensing and some other technologies. It was very interesting work. It was very hands-on. We were trying to make kind of onesies, twosies of things and prove if they could work. But getting into med device, or people call it med tech. That's like the new kind of hip thing right now, and I just kind of don't care for marketing, so I'm going to call it med device. Um, Getting into med device has been excellent because number one, um, it's very useful, right? Like it's this, if you can deliver um, better outcomes, like help a surgeon have some difficult part of his or her surgery go better, like you made a difference. And there's also kind of a cool aspect of it. It's really challenging work, and there's also it's challenging because you have to be able to produce, say, maybe in the hundreds of thousands a year of a device. So there's how do you design a product that does the surgical job, and then it's how do you make this design? How can you make it manufacturable, right?
Yeah, to
With
mass
like
scale, yeah.
yeah, 10-second, 15-second cycle time to be able to meet the demand. So, and those two difficulties kind of like play off of each other, right?
Yeah.
You have to
If this, then
think,
that on
yeah,
both ends.
it's a lot of fun. It's great challenging work. I'm fortunate to work with a lot of really sharp people, and getting to make a lot of things, invent a lot of things, and yeah, I love it.
I love how you have the Tony Stark evolution.
Hmm.
You went from defense to meds and how to
Yeah.
help the most people. That's essentially the yeah. That's all I could think about when you said you went from defense to med. Yeah, that's what Tony Stark did. Keith, you had a thing you wanted to talk about there.
Yeah, so I just a little just the way it was written out here, someone submitted Buzz's company gives him like $400 a year for workout equipment or a gym membership. I just know there's way more than $400 a year
You
worth
don't
of
know
equipment.
that.
No, I'm literally reading
No,
verbatim
I know, but
what
whoever
I'm
wrote that,
hoping
you don't know
I
that.
hope it was his wife that wrote it just because the
This
way
has
that
to be Brock.
that
Yeah.
would just be funny. And then it says knowing that a good deal in plays is $1 a pound dot. Yeah. So like that's just really funny that she called you out on that. And I
and do drink spotters count?
No, no way.
well this was on the gift, yeah. So it's
As,
like
yeah,
hey,
yeah. Now, fortunately, they bumped it up to
Oh
$500 a
my
year.
ooh,
gosh.
that's
Yeah,
legit. I
I'm
could do a
fighting
lot
for
of
that in
damage
my
with
company
500.
soon. Yeah.
I don't get
it's
shit from mine except
it's
fucking mental
a
trauma.
very yeah, it's a very cool benefit. And okay, so like realistically, I feel like a benefit like that, a lot of people are going to buy stuff and never use it. But for some portion of your employees that use that, like they will start using that equipment and like make great changes
Yep.
in their life because of it. Because like that's literally what happened to me, right? I when that benefit rolled out, I got like the Bowflex 552 dumbbells because that's literally the only adjustable dumbbell I knew that existed. Great, because like my buddy years earlier had a pair of them. I got that, and I got a very like crummy adjustable bench. But and you know, that was everything I needed to start.
Hmm.
My buddy Ian, yeah, and I had bought those things and I had them sitting around for a while, didn't really use them because I didn't have a space to do anything in it. I didn't really even know how to get started. Um, and my buddy Ian, who's just a hell of a good dude. He's jacked. He's uh, definitely a strong guy. And I'm like, hey, okay, I've got some adjustable dumbbells and I've got a bench. Like, can you write me a program? Can you tell me like how I get started with this? And yeah, he asked me some questions and wrote up something that was great. And I was able to get started on this journey because of that employee benefit.
And well, there's a vested interest, right, in keeping you
Mhm.
healthy. And that makes sense. I'm surprised more companies don't. I know my buddy Big Steve, his company did that, and he bought a barbell, and they were just like, "Yep, if you're going to use it, go ahead." And my HR reached out to me one day because I was when I was going to, I think, to one of the Lift Hard Live Easies. I was just talking to HR, and she's like, "Sorry, you do that?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Can we do that? Like, can we start an employee health program?" And I was like, "Well, I don't have the time right now, but yes, because they pay less in benefits
Yep,
if you're proactively healthy, right? So they have a vested interest in that, both financially and economically. If you're a healthy employee, you have less downtime, you have less injuries, you have less everything. So
exactly. You're at work more often that they are paying less in the way of premiums, right?
you're more
For their
productive.
group.
You're
Mhm.
more productive because you're in shape and you're happier, and definitely, definitely.
So you
So
went
we're
from
go ahead. I was gonna say we're
just
coming on an hour and a half. There
yeah.
might need to be a second episode.
Like this
I
game we like to play.
Yeah, we definitely should have prepared for having somebody who's been on a podcast before, that they would know what they're doing and be able to talk.
Yeah, I mean, we'll just have to, cut some stuff, or it is what it is. That's the positive about having someone that can carry on a conversation is it's easy conversation, but then it's also like every time we bring something up, it's 10 minutes until we can go to the next thing
Yep.
because it's just good banter back and
Then we
forth. So
get Jeff
Yes.
doing the
it'll
three
be
hour the 3 hour what the damn hell.
yeah,
I'll
they'll
still
just
remember that from your 3 hour
that was
episode after
funny.
that. What the damn hell? And I was just like, I wasn't even on that one. You
That was
can't
a good
blame
one.
me.
That was fun. That was a lot of fun.
Our episodes of Whiskey and Watches always ran long.
Yeah, that's gonna happen. That will happen. I don't have to get up early, so I'm good.
I got an hour, so let's.
What's up?
um,
Go ahead.
Just yeah, I don't know. Let's see. I see you're in the Gluck Discord, so I just found it funny
Yes.
that you've gone from a year ago not knowing, well, so call it 18 months ago, and like not even really knowing much, not really being in the community or anything, to the now you've gone to a couple home gym cons, and you've joined crew, and you're in multiple Discords paying supporting membership fees to be part of their little clique. So that's just
The first,
fun.
I love it.
the
I
first behind a paywall.
I really I think it's so great. So like okay, the internet like is undefeated when it comes to people like being upset about things and like not understanding things. It's also undefeated though from like being able to connect people with like these niche interests, right? Because if we didn't have it, there's there's a whole bunch about lifting that I would have never figured out, right? Never gotten a lot of friends we would have never made. And I think it's really cool, like the way that we can do like the crew or Gluck's Patreon thing, like be able to support the people that are doing this cool stuff that makes our lives better. Like I am a big fan of if you can do it, right? Supporting people that are doing the things that you like. Um, so I just it's really fun and so grateful for it.
So besides reading Discord, I hear you like reading the classics.
Yes.
Yes, and as much as that would be a really good Great Lakes or Mount Rushmore, I do have like an idea of like what do you mean the classics? For me, the classics that varies, right? Having the degree I have and all that. So like, what's your favorite? What are you doing right now?
Okay. Yeah. So yeah, the classics is a nice kind of overly broad term. I'm a big fan of kind of the overall Western canon. Um, so we've got the foundational works of the Greeks. I got into this like 5 years ago
Mm,
when I realized I was not nearly as well read as I ought to be. Um, and Brooke had bought some like kind of a set of books of classics and then also just literature, but like a leather bound set, essentially to maybe to read, but also it looked pretty cool on our bookshelves, right? And like found it for a good deal. Like I don't blame her one bit, right? I would have pulled the trigger on that too. But it had the Iliad and the Odyssey in there,
mm.
and I read those, and I'm like, this is so alien and different, and I kind of dig it, right? So read those and the Aeneid and then kind of worked into to some of the stuff in the Middle Ages. Big fan of Dante's La Commedia, right? The Divine Comedy. That's just fantastic, fantastic epic poem. Paradise Lost, another great epic poem. And then so uh, my friend Tom and I, we are both kind of stalled in the early chapters of Brothers Karamazov. We decided back in December that we were going to read that together, and then his wife had another baby, so we just kind of got out of our like weekly cadence of reading. Um, and then I've read a lot with the kids, with my oldest in particular. So reading The Lord of the Rings.
Very good. So Twilight's
Hmm.
not on the list there.
Eh,
Not-
maybe that's in the expanded canon. I don't want to gatekeep.
Oh, I would love to get my kids into Edgar Allan Poe. I was such a fan
Yeah.
when I was a kid, and you know, I don't know if you'd call that the classics, but I do think it belongs somewhere in that conversation.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the classics is kind of an amorphous term, right? But I think it broadly means like things that are really exemplary of the period that they were. So
Mhm.
I think Poe, absolutely. I think that absolutely counts.
Definitely from an American standard, at least, right? Like,
Yeah.
Keith, do you have
Yeah.
anything, or do you want to jump into a game? Do you want
I just
to
want to. I'll do a game in a second. I just want to hear about Waldo first.
Waldo?
Waldo. So, all right. So, I will have a new decoration in the home gym. I don't know when this is coming, but there is Waldo. Waldo is a gigantic, and by gigantic I mean probably long, maybe 5 feet from top to bottom. Gigantic sailfish that my grandfather caught back in like 1961.
Sail.
Yeah, it's this gigantic taxidermied sailfish.
Jesus.
And he caught that off of the coast of Hollywood, Florida, on a fishing charter when he was down on vacation. And this majestic creature has been on the wall of my Uncle Jimmy's house my entire life, right? Like since it was caught, because my Uncle Jimmy, God rest his soul, lived in the old family homestead on Main Street. This like gorgeous old brick house, like 12 plus foot ceilings, just like the sort of house that you can't really build it, right? And so my Uncle Jim passed last year, and my cousin's been going through getting everything cleaned up, sorted out and ready to sell and all of that. And you know what? That selfish that can't come out of the family. Like that's like the deep lore, right?
Yeah.
This is from the 60s. My wife does not exactly like the idea of a giant taxidermied fish being in our house. I thought that I could sell her on putting it in here in the spare bedroom / office. It's also the problem. The thing's so freaking big. It
Yeah.
doesn't fit in a normal size house.
I just put it in the Lugal machine and I just saw what a sailfish is and I was like, jeez. Like that dorsal fin alone
Yeah.
is probably 3 feet of the 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So but yeah, I did realize down in the gym, if I moved stuff around, which I did,
Mhm.
I have enough wall space for it. And I was able to get my darling wife to reluctantly agree that it would be fine if it was in the gym after we split a bottle of wine on our 10th wedding anniversary night. So yeah, it's a question of when, not of if. It's
Yep.
it's a hell of a logistical problem though, because we're talking about 4 hour drive to bring it down here. I'm gonna have to build a custom crate and like strap it to the bed of the pickup truck. It's too big for like any other way.
You
But
might have
yeah,
to change the name of the gym.
exactly. Waldo's Bullet Gym. Yeah.
All right. Do you want to do FMK or I'll hop into games? If we don't hop into games, I think we're going to be here all night. As much as I've been having fun, but I think we
Yep.
gotta. It's a big buzz. I'm going to hit you with an FMK topic here, just because we play games. That's how we do it. So, had a lot of different things suggested. So I'm going to run with what we have a little kindred spirit here with being Cleveland Browns fans. So I'm going to do FMK current-ish Cleveland Browns players in the last like 20, give or take. So let's go. Myles Garrett, Nick Chubb, and Joe Thomas, FMK.
Oh,
I know, right? Garrett, Chubb, Thomas.
oh,
Three of the best players in the last 30 years for the team.
this this is impossible. Um, oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, okay. This this is gonna kill me, but I'm going to have to do the kill first.
Yep.
And it's going to be my favorite amateur paleontologist, Myles Garrett. Like he's an incredible athlete,
Mm-hmm.
cool dude, warrior poet. Um, but of the three, like this is an impossible question, but
Yep.
I just will have to go with him for the kill.
I think I'd do the same.
Um, oh my goodness. And okay, so to Hug versus Mary.
Yep.
Um, you know, it's almost like there's not a bad choice here because, like, you got the Iron Man himself, Joe Thomas, who, like, it's hilarious to see him since he's
Oh yeah,
retired.
he's 100
Like,
pounds lighter. He just looks just like a tall, skinny dude that's still somewhat
yes.
jacked, but it's like he's been a 315-pound man since the time, like, because he's roughly our age, maybe a little older, but thereabouts. And I think he got drafted like a year before I would have, if I had gone to college. So yeah,
Yeah.
he's not a big dude anymore, not as big of a dude anymore.
Yeah, I think yeah, I think maybe I marry Joe Thomas because maybe I can relate to him a little bit. I mean, I was an O-line player in middle school, so
Nice.
not
Ugh. No one submit. We could have talked about your middle school glory days. No one submit. No, I'm just kidding. That's it's a good one to it's a good one to omit.
yeah.
And then you're gonna hug Chubb. That's.
Got a hug chub, yeah.
I think if I had a gun to my head, I probably would have gone that same way. Just because Garrett's been so much drama the last few
Yeah.
years. Like if Garrett wasn't dramatic, he is probably a better football player than Chubb. But
Hmm.
Chubb was just a workhorse of a good player, and just if he could have stayed healthy another couple seasons, he would have for sure been a Hall of Fame running back. I don't think he's a Hall of Fame running back, but I think if he had like three more 1,000-yard seasons maybe and just didn't blow out his knee twice, I feel like, and kind of end on such a downward season the last 2 years ago. Well, no, I guess it was last year. But we'll see what maybe he'll have a. I mean, he's still. I think he's just now 29 or 30, and he's the Texans for maybe on a 1 year. So I kind of hope. I
I
hope he
hope he
doesn't.
can.
I don't know. Part of me is like, I hope he does nothing, and it's just like, okay, it was good that we didn't try to bring him back, even on like a veteran minimum or something. But for his sake, maybe he can get a couple more years and be like a second team running back or something.
Yeah,
Behind Zeke.
I feel like if anyone can come back from that, because he had that a very similar, just heinous injury,
At Georgia, yeah,
in
right before he came out.
college, and he worked his way back from it and
Yeah.
was like a total stud. So, if anyone can, now granted, you're pushing 30, you
Yeah.
have a little bit less bounce back in you. If anyone could do it, it's him. And I hope. Yeah, I would love to see him see some success. He'll never be the guy that he was, but like, time makes fools of us all. Um, Also, like the gratuitous squatting absurd amounts with the
Yeah.
tsunami bar. I will
That was
never tire of those
this.
videos.
Well, it's significantly better than what we see fucking LeBron James doing, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've never been
yeah,
so mad.
heinous.
I've never been so mad watching a video. What do you? But again, like I'm also not fucking LeBron James. Like he's a world class athlete. I should shut the hell up. But I'm watching those happen, and I'm just like, who's got you doing those and why, my friend? Anyway, yep.
Yeah, that was incredibly difficult.
Yeah. And there was some ask about these mythical, or these historical people. I'm like, I can't pronounce all those names and I don't want to sound like an asshole, so I'm just gonna go with something I can pronounce.
Yeah, it. I think it was funny. I was listening. I think it was maybe it was Robos. I was listening to an old You and You today, and it came up about how like you don't give a shit at all about the Bengals, and
Yeah.
I completely agree. But like I actually take it one step further because living down here,
Oh yeah, you do live in
it's kind
Cincinnati.
like it's
They don't.
actually even cooler to not care about them at all because for some reason, like even though we've not exactly been good recently, we've had their number for
Hmm.
quite a while. And I just think that like Joe Burrow having an abysmal record against the frickin' Browns is hilarious.
Good deal. All right. You got a little Mount Rushmore for him there, Joy?
I do. Harmitsu, my friend. Top four. By the way, that was German. Did I say it right?
Uh, no, it was okay. Once more,
Hartmitsu.
Mitsu.
Listen to me.
Oh, Hort. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Top 4 children's books.
Ooh, good
And
one.
yeah, you've got your aliens face too.
Top 4 children's books. You could actually easily fill those up with all different books from the Chronicles of Narnia. Big, big Narnia fans in this household. Um, um, I will at least, I will either, um, well, I guess I have my druthers, don't I?
Of course.
Okay, well, I'm only going to fill up 2 of the spots, and I'm going to use both the first and last book in the Chronicles of series.
Well, that's good if they
Um,
actually finished it with like a book end and it was actually good, because usually your last installment of a series is fluttering downhill.
True, true, and like the first by publishing order, so the original, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and the Last Battle. Those are excellent, and I found like the first time I read all of those was to my daughter. I realized like I had said, about 5 years ago, like I really should have read more,
Mhm.
for pleasure, and those are perfect for children. I'm a big fan of those, all of those like incredible cross sections books. If you remember those from kids, from being a kid, where they'd have like a book about boats and trains and different things, and there'd be these incredible illustrations of like, here's
Mm.
the frickin' Titanic, but like cut away, and you could see
Oh,
like,
okay, that's cool.
here's the engine room, here's the swimming pool, like, yeah, that those
Was that a dig at the Titanic that sank and the engine room was a swimming pool? Like, Jesus, Buzz. Come on, man. A lot of people died that day.
Yeah, I mean, it's no Edmund Fitzgerald.
I was going to say the same thing. You beat me to it.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That ship was the pride of the American side.
Yep.
Uh, and then let's see, one last children's book, The Hobbit.
Is that a children's book?
I I would say
What's a
so.
child? If a child's a 12-year-old, then yeah, probably.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, so I've read that to Kath, and she's
Yep.
6. Yeah,
I think my dad
6.
read that to me when I was young enough to remember, old enough to forget. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Well, old enough
Well,
to remember, young enough to forget. Yeah, that's the way.
well, and it's funny, right? Because first time I read that was to my dad,
Mm.
right? And it's like, oh, okay, now I finally get some of the stuff from like the Lord of the Rings movies. Um, but yeah, and then we'll read stuff and then we'll reread it. There's some honorable mentions. There's a children's version of the Odyssey that's done really well. They
It
they some they
it's old.
somehow
It's
managed
old.
to.
It's old brother. Where art thou?
Hmm.
Well, yes, that's true. That's phenomenal. Um, but Usborne Books makes a children's version. It's like an illustrated Odyssey, and that's a good one too. That's an honorable mention.
Yeah. Yeah. I look back at my childhood and I start to think of the kids books I read. And I read one that was about like some young poor girl that grew up in Toronto, and the Velveteen Rabbit comes to mind.
Yeah.
And I think that one of the funniest things that's happened, I don't think I've shared it here before, is my kids were at my in-laws and my little girl comes out and she goes, I found this. And she puts the Velveteen Rabbit on the table and she goes, will you read this to me? And every adult went, no. We were all like, no. This hurt us so bad that we cannot do this to you right now. So I think you picked some classics. That would always ring true.
The Velveteen Rabbit, that's a tearjerker.
Oh
Yeah,
my God. So like you get away easily with Where the Wild Things Are. Willy Wonka, they're all whimsical, they're all fun. And then you start looking back at what you read, and you're like the Velveteen Rabbit, those sad stories, Old Yeller, those things that like,
Fucking Old Yeller and Where the Red Fern Grows broke me.
yeah, exactly.
yeah.
But we turned out okay.
Except for those that didn't.
Except for those that didn't. Thank you for letting me bring that into a full circle. Should we move into unpaid and underrated?
Indeed. Buzz, you want to explain to your friends and family what we're about to play?
Absolutely. This is a fun game called Unpaid and Underrated, where I get to I listen to something and I have to say whether it is unpaid, which of course is bad because we all like to be paid, or underrated, which is good.
Indeed, indeed. Well done, well done. Unpaid or underrated, the Jackals training program.
Oh,
Famously
yeah.
made by, famously used by the Massonomics gym circa 8 years ago.
Yes, it is very underrated. That's what I'm running now. It's scratching me where I itch. I like that I get two squats, two benches a week. I like that the assistance exercises seem to make sense. Um, yeah, it's not short. Like each session, I can't go much faster than an hour and a half,
Hmm.
but it's also doable. So
Yeah.
yes, it's super underrated.
Nice. Unpaid or underrated, Pillar 4 media.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh-huh.
Unpaid, quite unpaid.
Well, it depends. It depends who you are.
Well,
Yeah.
Otherwise, it pays a
yes,
lot. Yeah.
very good point. Good point. And you actually beat me to that quip.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I was going to take that pot shot too. I mean, you know, Nick, good work. Like, that's they're not my favorite, like quote unquote content creators. Obviously, there are a lot of people that I like watching instead, but it's not like I boycott them, right? If they've just got something interesting they're just doing a review of, like, yeah, I'll watch it, and the more power to them. But I like the boys, and I like Gluck and a lot of the crew tube stuff too. I like that a lot better. That's more my speed.
Nice. I dig it. I dig it. Last one for me, unpaid or underrated, vending machines.
Oh, okay. They are underrated. They're super underrated. Except the work of actual business
And how do you
with
know about
them.
that?
That's quite yeah, so that was the family business growing up. It was actually started by my grandfather who caught Waldo. So it was I believe it
Full
was
circle.
started, yeah, full circle, full circle. I think it was started in 1969.
Nice.
Nice.
Um,
That's the
but
party number.
I but yeah, that was my life growing up, and it was great. My dad his folks were both dead by the time he was 19 years old, and he was all alone in the world with his father's business to run. He grew that thing. We had I want to say 6 or 7 routes. We had machines in Ohio, PA, New York State. Um, and yeah, it was great. Vending machines are where I learned a lot of how to problem solve and troubleshoot. I learned a lot of kind of my mechanical intuition from fixing them and taking them apart. and all of that good stuff. In the summers, I out, you wake up at like 4 in the morning to go in, get the trucks loaded up, and go fill up the machines. Every Saturday, I was down at the warehouse with Dad, doing all the Saturday stuff, maintenance, clean. A lot of times I was in there after dinner, Sunday nights, helping them take inventory and make the Frito-Lay orders and the Pepsi orders for the next week. So yeah, I have a lot of very fond memory. It was a lot of backbreaking work. I mean, it's a tough as nails business, and but man, I've got a lot of really fond memories, and I'm not like that great of a guy, but I'd be a lot like shittier if not for all of those experiences.
Is a sticker dispenser considered a vending machine?
I think that's probably the finest form of vending machine because
Nice.
there are many things about that business that are difficult, but having your inventory spoil, that's like the biggest pain in the ass.
Well, and then also having people send you 80% of the inventory of what's actually in the machine, I think. Maybe not 80, but
Yeah.
there's a maybe not 80, but there is a handful of
Whoa, 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 whoa,
crew
whoa. What are you
provided
accusing people
stickers.
of here?
But
It's all right. Yeah,
I,
that's the
I do love
finest
that
form of
sticker machine.
vending.
That's awesome. All right, well done. That's all I got for you, brother.
All right.
I guess it's my turn. Unpaid or underrated wrist attachments for the cable machine.
Oh, yeah, those rule actually.
Hmm.
Highly recommend. I'm not
You just wearing an
uh
ankle cuff on your wrist? I'm so confused.
yeah.
Okay.
I don't know whether I don't know. Okay, so I got mine from Bells of Steel, and I don't know whether those are specifically ankle or wrist cuffs. But
Hmm.
back when I did a lot more like shoulder work, like lateral raises and stuff, dude, that
I can see
rules.
that.
That's really good. Yeah, you just make a fist, or if you have something that you can put in your fist, so you still kind of get that muscle drive that you're all like tensed up. But it takes a lot of the silliness out of that movement that you get like with D handles. Yeah, those. I mean, the cool thing is they're not expensive, right? So
No.
if you don't use them a lot, not yet, you're not really out any.
Your
Yeah.
your grip shouldn't limit your back, right? And it's a controversial take. Straps are okay,
Mhm.
right? If you're doing back or shoulders or anything, your grip shouldn't limit the weight that you can load on those. So that's why I am a big fan of straps and stuff like that. So I'm with you on that one. Like I can deadlift more with straps than I can without. And people are like, oh, you use straps. And I'm like, because it's a deadlift isn't a grip lift. Sorry, man.
Yes.
Like, I can do other things with my grip.
I was pretty happy
Uh,
with my double overhand deadlifts today, though. But yes, I do agree for the most part on that.
well, and
I was too lazy to go get them out of the garage. If anyone thinks I was trying to, I just didn't.
no,
All my
no, no.
strap, both my good pairs of straps were in the garage in my gym bag, and I was like, I'm not going outside to get those. I'm already like up to my working weight. I'm just gonna go double overhanded and see what if I can keep up with the weight. And I was like, yeah, I can. Cool.
Yeah, again, like yeah, some things are limiting, some things are not. The other day, yesterday, I was doing block pulls, and I smashed my thumb on my
Ouch.
belt, on my lever belt, because I had it on while I was loading the plates. And then I got mad, and then I smashed my elbow on my belt while I was loading the plates. And I got so fucking mad, I threw my belt across the room and just deadlifted without my belt. Because at this point, I was like, I'm so mad at you. I hate you. And I again, like the belt helps, the straps help, things like that help, but like you don't need them. But I don't think if you had to go and say, well, I can do this cable attachment more with my straps because I'm working my lats, not my or my delts or whatever you're working,
Mhm.
but my grip is the thing stopping me from doing this, well, that would be stupid. That would be like, it's a stupid
Yep.
thing to be like, well, I refuse to use straps. I'm going to stop doing this weight. I think that's just silly. Unpaid or underrated pocket watches.
Pocket watches. Ooh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, the whole podcast about watches, and I was just wondering, like, what are
Yeah.
those like to you guys?
Ooh. Yeah, pocket watches is kind of a subset. We were really mostly into wrist watches. One cool thing that people used to do with pocket watches, um, like in World War One, is men use pocket watches mostly back then, and like when you're in trenches, that's not super practical to like whip out a pocket watch. So they actually welded lugs on them and made these absurdly large wristwatches, their pocket watches. I am going to say that they are unpaid, though. I did not. I don't have any. I never really got into them. But there is kind of a part of the community that they're almost kind of similar to like the vintage weights people.
Subsect of a subsect of a subsect.
Yeah. But I feel like it's even earlier on because right now the vintage weights thing, it's kind of an open secret and you have more people getting into it and more
Oh, it's huge now compared
prices.
to what it was when I got into it like 8 years ago or whatever. It's wild.
Yeah. So, but no, they are unpaid.
Interesting. Did not expect that answer.
When you were talking about pocket watches in the war, I was like, oh, is he going to talk about Vietnam War and Pulp Fiction? Because I don't want to hear that story again. I was like, where's he going with this?
I held this watch
Watch.
in my ass.
Has Tommy seen it? Pulp Fiction. I hope so.
Of course he has.
I would imagine.
Hope so.
I missed that segment. I wish they'd bring that back. Tanner, bring that back for like in a random episode. It's been a minute.
Okay, I'm just pulling up my next one here.
Wasn't that like 5 already?
No,
Oh,
that I
2?
only did 2. Calm down over there.
Okay. You sure?
No,
Maybe. I think you're right.
I don't clock watch over here. What am I, a watch guy?
Don't make me clock. I was gonna. Anyways, how do I say cock block with clock? It's such a
You don't.
tongue twister.
All right. Unpaid or underrated, finish these lyrics. Pack it up, pack it in, let me begin.
Came to win. Battle me. That's a sin.
I won't ever slack up. Punk, you better back up.
Yeah, you picked the wrong one for me. I'm sorry.
Okay, but I mean, that's just an example. Why did I pick that?
I do like to rap every now and then. Although, like, I think that was probably Brooke that put that one in. It's more of, so there's, to me, is the difference between like being able to do something cold versus like being able to like sing along to stuff well, like after you've had some beers, right?
Yeah.
And I'm very much in that camp. Yeah, it's funny too because like I love I like I like a lot of music. I don't like all music. Country and western just never clicked for me. But I like rap. But I do find that like I understand kind of why like people dig metal now because that's like just metaphysically like very well suited to strength training. To me, I need something like that to get hyped. Even though sometimes like I purposefully listen to like Genesis or something like that to like get the energy low because if I can push through like in those environments.
I really need that. It was a pack of lies. Do. Yeah, there was just a bunch in here about how you really like 90s rap, so I thought I would play that one a bit differently and
That was cool.
pick the wrong song.
Yeah.
I wanted to go with
the first part, right?
Sir Mix-a-Lot.
Get back.
Yeah, because Baby does got back.
LA face with the Oakland booty.
right, I think you passed unpaid and underrated. Although I don't think you rated that one.
Oh no, I didn't. Um, yeah, House of Pain, Jump Around, underrated.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, because I feel like the Zoomers probably don't know about it, and they should.
And they don't even know who Everlast is.
They just don't know what it's like.
Hey, good job. Oh Jesus, this is going to at least 2.5 hours. Oh, look at Keith, he's so sleepy.
I got 20 minutes in me.
I
I
got 20 minutes in you. Let's
I
go.
think Buzz has got to get up early too,
Heyo.
probably.
Hey,
Yeah.
oh.
I like purposefully went to bed really early last night.
I wish I
Number
could do that.
one, because I had to lift this morning.
Yeah.
But number two, so I'd have some in the tank for this.
There you go.
Well, I think it's your turn. Time to put it back on us if you have a chance.
All right. Okay. Joey,
Yep.
help us out here. I I do love doing some tourism in your gorgeous country of Canada. Brooke and I went to Quebec City for our honeymoon,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been to Toronto and like obviously the falls like plenty of times, just growing up, fairly close. Any recommendations of places in Canada to visit?
Oh, geez. So I've been everywhere. If you haven't been to the East Coast, right? If you want to go touristy, go to Halifax. Halifax is my favorite place in Canada. It's right on the ocean. It's got so much history. You learn what a buccaneer was. You learn they have a Titanic museum. Halifax is definitely one of the places to go. Northern Ontario,
Mm.
for sure. Northern Ontario, upwards around Muskoka. I spend as much time as I can up there. But you got to go far northern Ontario. Then you got to fight the black flies. But once you get up there, it's ideally one of the best places. Banff. So Banff is in Alberta.
Okay.
Which kind of
Hammer?
sucks in general. But if you can get to like Lake Louise is gorgeous, but it's so touristy that you can't even get close. But if you can get to Banff, Banff is actually in a federal reservation.
Okay, cool.
So you have to pay to get in. You have to tell them when you plan on leaving. You have to pay per day. And then you get to go into Banff, and it's just the most gorgeous place I've ever seen. All right, it's historical. It's incredibly gorgeous. And then there's a small pocket. There's a place in between Ottawa and so you were in Quebec.
Mm-hmm.
So you go Quebec, and then you go right on Ontario, and then there's Ottawa, and there's a place a couple miles called Kingston.
Mm-hmm.
So Kingston is this weird area where like you would never hear about Kingston. Justin Bieber's from Kingston, and you would never hear about it any other way. But my favorite brewery is there. The best cheesies, Hawkins cheesies are from there. Belleville is there, and Belleville is like prime cheese country. And unless you're from the area, you would never know. And I do think that that's a really good place. Don't visit Toronto. Don't visit even my city, Hamilton. I love this place, but there's not a lot here. You want to stay outside of the city and then come into the city for tourism. You don't want to stay in the city unless you're going to like particular places. So I think that would be it. That would be
Nice.
Banff, Halifax. Go visit Scants up in New Brunswick. I've never been to Vancouver, so like I don't really have a ton to say about that. My goal is to go visit Max up in Iqaluit. I would love to see the tundra. I would love to see the really far north of Canada.
Yeah.
Ideally, I'm going to live there or die there someday. That's really the goal for me is to go so
Nice.
far away from people that like you can't get to your neighbors without holding a rope when it's so dark out. Um, but yeah, I haven't been much up north as much as I want to be.
Yeah, I've had this like kind of desire in the back of my mind for a long time. Like, I want to see what the Hudson Bay looks like. I want
Yep.
to just get up there big time.
So Hudson Bay turns into Georgian Bay, and I used to have a trailer up on Georgian Bay, and it's just incredible. But like, yeah, you're fighting black flies, you're fighting tourists, you're fighting all of that kind of thing, right? So you want to find those places that are not so tourist heavy,
Yes.
right? And that's your Bath and Kingston. Banff is tourist heavy, sorry. Like everybody that works in Banff is Australian because they come from Australia to do their exchange
Yeah.
program. So you're at the bar at the Fairmont Hotel, right? And you're trying to order, and they're just like, "I might like, what do you want?" And you're just like, "Yeah, I
Yeah, that's
forgot
$2
where I was for a few
five.
minutes." Yep. But yeah, that's the places you want to find. The big cities kind of suck in general in Canada. They have history, they have a lot of great stuff, but like if you're coming here to experience Canada, you don't go to big cities. In my opinion, I'm sure
Yeah.
some Canadians are going to listen to me and tell me I'm wrong, but no. If you want to see Canada, you want to see the boreal, you want to see the things that like made us what's the word, frontiersmen,
Mhm.
right? The things that made us Canadians that we had to fight for to become us, in my opinion.
Absolutely. That's cool. Thank you. Yeah, as the kids get older, yeah, I just kind of have like the itching for some big road trips. We did plenty of those when I was
So
younger.
from where you're located up to Muskoka, Canada is gonna suck. It's gonna be a big drive. But like I've seen wolves, deer, elk, like everything up there, but there's so many big rocks.
It sounds like what he really needs is a road trip with the family to the Dean.
The Dean, yeah,
The Dean.
I do need that. I
The
mean,
Dean.
they can go storybook land. I I can take them out to Schwannies. I,
Yep.
Only
I
if they're
never
open.
knew.
Only if they're open. You know,
The
Oh,
other
yes.
the
they're
other day,
and it's like a lot of bars aren't open at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, Tanner. Like I don't, maybe it was a weird thing, and they usually are. I don't know, but I was like, most places aren't. Like a lot of places, I don't know.
the other day we were joking and talking about traveling, and my wife was like, "I don't want to go anywhere south in the summer," and I was like, "So we can go to Aberdeen?" And she's like, "Damn it, no!" But Aberdeen's north of us, honey. We can go to Fargo. You want to go to Fargo? She does not.
It's funny.
Uh,
Right. Next one. What do you got?
yeah. Question for both of you guys. Kind of kind of sets and reps talk. Yeah, let's get real serious, real controversial. Um, any advice? So right now, I want to get into like all of the deadlift type movements that I do. Or I use the trap bar. I hinge it like, but yeah, it's not like a true deadlift. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, what do you think? Like, so I'm doing the jackals right now. Should I just like instead of what's in there, just like try to do a linear progression and figure out like where my max is and then go from there? Should I just one day try to figure out where the max is? And, any advice for trying to figure out how to work that in?
So
Um,
sorry, just to clarify, you just want to max out your deadlift
No, I want to figure out what weights I should be training at with that. I'm
for your
but
deadlift or in general.
for the deadlift, yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna let Keith go first, but I'm sure him and I have very different answers.
I mean, I don't know anything about jackals, so I can't really tell you. I don't want to have you do something different, but You could a couple different ways. I don't know, do like a 3 or 4 week little linear progression and just kind of see what's there. The same caveat of that is like I'm a huge proponent of striking when the iron's hot. That doesn't
Mm.
necessarily mean like PR every day. That just means like today I had a really pretty like even though it went okay with the pulling 405 double over, but like everything else just felt like shit today. So like I wasn't a day I would have tried to go for a deadlift PR. So like you kind of know if you're feeling strong that day.
Mhm.
Don't do something stupid and try to max out on a day you're not feeling strong. Like, especially at least for me, like deadlift is the hardest lift for me to like do on a shitty day. Whereas I
Mhm.
can like still squat and bench like, or whatever, like on a shitty day. But like deadlift is just hard because the fucking bar just doesn't come off the ground. And I'm not a grinder and I just won't grind because I just always get hurt. So I don't know. This follow your heart but I mean some type of linear progression for less than a month and then see what's there, but it depends. I don't know. It sounds like what you really might need is to go use Code Massonomics on the website and get you some of that Chad GBT shit. What is that? I don't even know what it's called. Chadbot.
Juggernaut.
Yeah, her too.
Uh, yeah. Juggernaut's a good idea. Juggernaut's a very good idea. I think I got my strongest ever with Juggernaut. Um, but I am also a little bit opposite of Keith. Fucking go, pick it up, and if you can't pick it up, dope. Figure out what that weight was, lower it, pick that up, and then keep picking that up until the weight you want gets picked up. Right? I for me, deadlift is the one that does feel good when I don't feel good.
Mm.
Right? Squat and bench. Actually, bench, I can go in hungover, I can go in exhausted, and I can still bench my regular bench because it's not heavy. It's shit. Squat, I can still go in and squat even if I don't feel good because I just like squatting. But deadlift, for some reason, my secret power is to deadlift weight. So I think my thing would be if you really want to find out where your deadlift is, try it. And if you got to strap up, strap up. You got to belt up, belt up. You got to do anything you can. Grinding does suck. Excuse me. I don't grind my deadlifts very often. Um, and I'm sure if I did, or if I hitched, or if I learned whatever those techniques are, I would up my weight. I've also lost a lot of my deadlift moving into strongman. I've gained bench and squat, but have lost deadlift. But when I was powerlifting, yeah, like when I first learned to deadlift, I didn't have a program. I didn't know what I was doing. I would literally every 2 weeks just max out until I couldn't, right? But then I also got to almost 3 times my body weight by
Yeah.
doing that dumb shit was just by checking. Can I do this? I think I feel good today. I'm going to try it. Nope, couldn't do it. All right. Take the 25s off, see what I can do there. So yeah, I definitely think grip it and rip it is the deadlift secret, especially if you're really trying to figure out where my top is. Because you don't really know, because programming will tell you never to do that.
Mhm.
Programming will tell you to be at 80, 85, 90% until you're ready. But like you don't really know where you're at until you try. But again, deadlift is my specialty, but I'm also a short fat dude who can just magically deadlift 4 plates and get away with it.
That's a beautiful thing, though. I mean, we've all got our leverages in life, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then uh, last question for Keith.
Yeah.
You have a lot of barbells,
One or two.
power bars, and all of that. Do you find that you just mostly use one of them? Do you, do you,
And is it orange?
Honestly, it's probably not honest. I have 3 orange barbells and they're not used a ton. They are, but they're not. I don't know. The Rogue Ohio Power Bar for me, it's 90% of if I'm doing, which I heard, I don't, I fucking, I think I've used it like 3 times in the last year, but it's just like when I'm powerlifting, at least on bench. Well, it's hard too because it's like I'm a US. If I powerlift right now, it's USAPL, which is the same bar on all three, and they use a 20 kg Ohio Power Bar. So probably for the last 3 years, my go-to bar has been an Ohio Power Bar. Prior to that, I did USPA, and they were using at the time Kabuki. So I'd use the Kabuki deadlift bar, I'd use the Kabuki Power Bar. It kind of still squat with my Texas squat bar, but like, um, my home is an Ohio Power Bar. I prefer it over a Texas Power Bar. I like the 29 Texas Power Bar, but it's more of like it's so new, and I don't know. I would take an Ohio Power Bar over like 99% of the bars I've ever used, just because it's decent and it's just easy. I don't know. I like it, but I'll still use the other ones, and I still have the variety. I still love the variety, but I don't fucking I bench like twice a year now, and I'm not gonna put a bar on my back for a while as I try to figure out this lump thing and see if it goes away. So I don't know. And I'm deadlifting with axles half the time, so it's like
Yeah.
my bar. I have like I probably need to take the barbell rescue over my bars just to get the fucking dust off of them, honestly. But what'd you end up paying for that Ohio Power Bar you picked up today, and what finish was it? I'll tell
It
you if it's a
was
good deal or not.
200 as a boneyard stainless. The
Okay, yeah.
knurling's great. The sleeves are cloudy essentially.
I mean, yeah, that's fine. Also, it's fully stainless,
Um yeah.
or well, yeah, I
Well,
mean, or unless it's a chrome. I mean, does the sleeves look like the shaft ish, other than like being rough looking?
yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like a $500 bar you got for $200. It's not bad.
Hmm.
You could even.
Yep.
My only thing is I hate boneyard end caps, so maybe get like some custom fucking bullet in caps from
Yeah.
911 fabrications
Yeah.
or
I,
custom,
I
whatever it is.
yeah, I've seen some guys getting those custom caps. I'm like, that would be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
It all worked out because it was a guy that I've bought from before on Marketplace.
Oh,
So
nice.
it was like,
That's the best.
yeah, because you get to catch up with them and stuff. Just a cool dude.
Absolutely. Or if you're like me, those are the people that like you say, "Hey, do you want to tour my gym and become a powerlifting friend?" And like I've got like five people that are like in my wheelhouse and
Do you
circle
want
of
to
friends.
become friends and
Yeah.
sell me things?
Oh, circling back to that, I think I must have taken it out of the notes earlier or whatever, but I'm still on the road to 69 crew contacts in my phone. I did hit 49 today with the whole crew Airbnb and getting added to a group chat. And I was like, I think this is Jakey, but I better check. Oh, yeah, go fuck yourself. It's not my fault you don't have friends. Ha. All right. Well, that
What
was
the
like
fuck
fun.
was that? Hold on.
I don't
Set
know.
up professional audio. Hmm.
Don't tell me we didn't record. I'm going.
Oh no, we're recording. I just yawned and Zoom was just like, "Are
Oh,
you
did it?
see?" And I'm
That's
like,
just.
"No."
Oh, that's
Oh.
really funny. Now
did
that's.
I
I wonder if
did I
that's a
just
new
sing?
thing because
Did I
like.
yawn in key by accident?
So it wouldn't recognize the rapping as
Yeah.
singing, but
No.
that's
That
really
was
funny.
pretty funny. Are you trying to record an album right now? Get.
I feel like your Zoom settings have changed or something because like you haven't got the balloons or anything in a long time. I know that's
Well,
something you
because I
can
don't
turn
do the
off.
balloon thing. Hold on. Like,
I don't know. See, I think it's off. Up there it goes. Okay,
you're
Whoa.
off, bitch.
but yeah, that is funny. We've definitely never had that come up. Good stuff. All
Musical
right,
yawns.
Yeah, I must have yawned in key. Nailed
all right,
it. I'm
all right,
so good at
Buzz.
this. Yeah.
You ready for us to bring this in, buddy?
Let's do it.
All right. So affiliate links, we got Obsidian, Barbell Rescue, Plate Snacks, Home Gym Con, Belt Fed Strength, Freedom Fitness Equipment, and apparel from the Strength Co. Go ahead and use code UNPAID to all our friends' small businesses and help save yourself a little bit of money. And at the end of the day, put a little bit of money back in Nate's pocket so he can buy that speedboat. Big Buzz, where are they going to find you at?
Find me on Instagram at Kid Charlemagne.
Joey, where are you at, buddy?
Joey_Malesko, Maleczko.
All right, we have an Instagram, Unpaid and Underrated Podcast. We got the website, unpaidinternpodcast.com. There's a bunch of people fighting for that first race, the race for first comment on the YouTube.
Wow, first race.
Yeah. We might have to edit that out because I don't want to be associated with that shit. This is not A. Ryan over here.
Yeah,
I
it's
can't
not
have any
A.
of that.
Ryan over
Oh,
here.
none of that. Oh, that's really funny. I am Keith Honeycutt73 on Instagram. More importantly, go follow my Orange Gym, the No Wine Cellar. And until then, we'll see you next Tuesday.
So you mentioned Sandy Heskop earlier.
Yeah,
I
Hislop.
don't. Yeah, I know that name.
Really?
Yeah, and I shouldn't, right? Like based on who they
Yeah.
are. But
So
you
he
said
was
that, and I
shit.
googled it, going like, "The fuck do I know that person?" I feel like I've met Sandy Heslop.
Really?
Yeah, and yeah, that was definitely weird for me because I'm going, no, that name is way too familiar, and I didn't look him up at the time.
Let me see who comes up when I Google it to see if it's the same person.
Oh, I get Thomas Alexander Heslop, FSA, publishing as T.A. Heslop, a British academic. So I'm getting the wrong person, but I was just like, damn, I think I know that person. So that was wild.
Yeah. So there's a footballer that of that name, and then there's Sandy, who's their master blender. Cool dude.
Did I swear at
Weird.
all in this episode? I swear I don't
Yeah.
think I did. Was it a lot? I
Well,
know
I
Buzz
didn't until
wasn't.
you did, and then I did.
Yeah, there are a few swears. I I don't care about saying the word fuck, but like I do think that it's like kind of funny. Like you can say hug instead, and it goes like mother hugger instead of
Hmm.
Yeah.
motherfucker. Like
Yeah.
I tried to pick up on the vibe you were putting out. I was like, I don't. If I swore, it wasn't a ton.
oh yeah, nah,
I wish there
like
was
I
a
said,
counter. I wish we could just like feed it through ChatGPT, which probably can, and just
Yeah.
like how many
You easily
times
could.
have I said? I think we might have even done it at one point, but it's like it's only so accurate because it
yeah,
just
You
just
didn't drop the C word, so you got that going for you.
which is nice.
I did in Discord a couple times today. I think I was like I probably got animated when I referred to that guy on when I was talking about the YouTube guy. I got pretty heated because that really chapped my ass.
It's such a
It's
weird
just
thing to be
like
so
don't use our
mad.
platform to like spew your hate. Like that's when our platform is obviously it's
I
take liberties of saying Massonomics is our platform because we are also
it, it's
Massonomics.
just so
So
weird to be mad at rainbows, man. It's just such a weird
prisms,
thing. I don't even care what side
yeah,
of any political spectrum you
Yeah,
land on. You see a rainbow and you get mad and you don't even think for a second about it.
yeah, it's
Like
so
that
goofy.
to me, that's a weird perspective.
like the weirdest
Bozo.
thing is the like prism thing. That's been around, I gotta say,
Yeah.
probably marginally longer than that's been used as a symbol for the other thing. It's
And
like,
probably longer than that guy's been alive.
yeah, it's like how did you like just accidentally not realize that that's an iconic Pink Floyd?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the internet's undefeated.
Yep.
All right, Buzz.
100% outraged, 0% informed. Hong Kong.